Lizard. Lizard.
Hello and welcome in, friends. Hi. We are absolutely not 100%, but we are going to do what we can. Whatever said superflu is made its way to our house, and it's made its way to my wife, who then returned the favor to me. Oh, what a turd. All is well. It's fine. You know what? We live on. I missed Wednesday. I wasn't going to miss today. We will do chill Phaz. We will do chill Phaz and everything will be fine. Happy New Year, friends. I appreciate you guys. Flu and strep? Damn, Fry. That sucks. Please be safe. Be safe, be safe. If there's anyone in the house that has not been hit by the sickness, keep them away. Keep them away. Strep too, man. I used to get strep. I remember getting strep a lot when I was younger. When I was a kid, I got it a lot. I feel like my right ear needs to pop and it won't. Well, I'm not on the screen. I'm just going to move my jaw up and down a lot. Okie dokie, okie dokie, okie dokie. Lots of snow in Ohio. We have nothing. We got ice the other day. That was it. Dude, my right here, just out of nowhere, all of a sudden. If there's any ghosts on this side of the house, I'm effed. I'm not going to hear shit. It's okay, though. Guys, thank you for all the early subs and the biddies friends. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Lots of rain in SoCal. We have nothing. It was just cold. Like, I don't know if I'd rather it snow or just be cold. You know, it's been raining in the 50s in Utah. Today here, it was nippy. And we're finally doing work on our basement. Finally. And to do that, we need to move out everything from our basement. Everything. So we did that today for the most part. There's some stuff that we're not going to move. But yeah, that sucked. That wasn't very fun. Feeling like this and her also feeling like that. And we both did it. We're like, you know what? Go team. Sickos going to town. Yeah. Cooling off in Florida. Oh, 60s. Oh, that sounds nice. Want some sort of thing of winter. It's in the 70s. Oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, it's so cold, man. It is so cold. 87 in Texas. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Little Iron Lady, thank you so much. Friend Carly, welcome back. Kat, hello. Hope you guys are having a good new year. Human Raptor, Coolio, Rogue. Oh, Rogue and Mike, thank you guys for the gifteds. Sinister, thank you for the 3 months. Bambo, welcome back, homie. Little Sin, Astrog, Juju. Feel better soon. Thank you, friend. Thank you, Drog. Thank you for the biddies. Cater Tot, hello. Honorable, hello. Spirit, thank you. Rogue, thank you. Let me slither into. Thank you for the 6 months. Thanks. Mom has the flu. Yeah, even our hospital, our local hospital, they even put out a notification on Facebook, and I don't get on Facebook, but
Lizard.
they put out a notification for everybody that like it's spreading. So like if you feel anything, you need to mask up and you need to be prepared. Yeah. So groovy. It is what it is, man. New Year's was good. I was not feeling great. I was definitely not feeling very good. It started New Year's Day. Well, sorry, right before New Year's, the day before New Year's, I started to feel it. And then New Year's Day, I'm like, well, I feel like shit. And it has felt that way since. It's had its ups and downs. It's had its ups, it's had its downs, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The flu, yeah, something. Yeah, the first day it was really bad because it was a headache migraine combo with the flu. Flu sucks. I can get over it though. If I have headaches or migraines, that's rough. Those are hard for me to get over. You do not feel bonita? I do not feel bonita. Yeah. You have strep too? Damn. There's someone else that just said that they have, Fry said that they have strep. Jesus, dude. Been lucky? Oh, go find a bubble and hide. Don't let it get you. Sinus pressure? Dude, yeah, sucks. Yeah. Not good. Not good. Although, like, it's like, what are the upsides of things that have happened in the past few days? My wife and I got to go to the local video store and we went searching for old movies. So we found out that on Amazon, on Prime, they have a like an how do you know how to word this? Basically, I think it's called classic TV or something like that. And it's just a bunch of old black and white movies. And we tried to explain to our kids that how old are we talking? Like a few of the movies we were watching were from like the 30s and 40s. And then like we were showing them The Blob, the original The Blob from like 50 something, 58, I think it was. Yeah, those. We tried to explain to them like one of the biggest differences between that type of media and now. First of all, the acting is crazy. The Blob, we're watching it and I'm just like, oh God. But trying to make them understand pacing and that the way that media is today and the way that it's trying to train their little brains, it's doing this Mr. Beast shit where it's like pow, pow, pow. Every like 3 seconds, there's a cut. And it's trying to just absolutely manipulate your brain into needing to be overstimulated to actually feel fulfilled. And I tried to make them understand that like, you have to respect when they hold a shot for longer than 10 to 15 seconds, that there's intention there. So like trying to make them get it. And they sat down and they were watching us. I mean, they were sitting there watching the movies with us. It was great. So we went to the video store, the local store, and we found a bunch of VHSs of old movies like Casablanca and shit like that. So we're gonna show them all that stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait. And she also found, she really wanted to show Izzy the Mary Kate and Ashley like movies. Like no, I don't know what they would call them, movies. Like what would they call them? Whatever it was, she wanted to show her. It's hard to maintain focus on certain movies. It is. And sometimes, I don't know about for you guys, but for us, sometimes it's not about focus. It's just about having noise. So like we literally will just put a movie on because we don't care. Passport to Paris. Yes. Clue the movie. Oh, I love Clue the movie. You're talking about with freaking Tim, Tim. Yeah, that guy. Tim Curry. There you go. Got it. Nailed it. Fred Astaire marathon? Ooh, that sounds cool. It took me a minute to land the plane. We were literally just watching Home Alone 2 not that long ago. Yeah. Takes drag off cigarette. Haven't heard one of those in many years. No, I'm so grateful that we have one that's local to us that they have a crap ton of books. They have a crap ton of like DVDs, but they also have a crap ton of VHSs. So that's my go-to. I go in and I just look at the wall and I just slowly go. So my wife we were packing up the basement and I have like 5 tubs of VHSs, like 66 quart tubs. And we were looking at them and she's like, you have a problem. Today at the video store, you know what happened? I'm watching her look at the wall and pick up movies and put them into a basket. I said, yeah, who has the problem here? It's a collective problem. It belongs to both of us. How dare you try to say it's just me? How dare you? Rogue, thank you for the subs. Thank you guys for the primes. Thank you guys. Our problem. That's right. That's right. So we have a bunch of new movies upstairs. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm excited. Three Musketeers. Oh, I love that Three Musketeers. Oh, that was such a good movie. We both share it. That's correct. Yeah, literally before I came downstairs to get ready for stream, we were watching The Blob. All of us. And what's funny though is I don't mind showing them that one. I would not show them the one from the 80s. The one from the 80s it shows more. Ooh. The one from like the 50s, that one was like very practical effect. Some gobbledygook, whatever thing with a paper background that's supposed to look like the actual buildings. I love it. I love practical. I love it so much. It's so good. There's an 80s Blob. Yeah, it's like late 80s. A shared obsession is the best obsession. Amen. Oh, Man in the Iron Mask? Oh, yeah. Wasn't Man in the Iron Mask? Wasn't that Leonardo DiCaprio? Yeah. I will be, Spidey, just not yet. Yeah. When I get, when games start. When games start. Oh, shit. I never reset that. Yeah, sorry. This brain needs to fix shit. I'll fix it now. It's obviously not for December. Obviously not for December. Yeah, with Leo. Yeah. Hey, Snowbird. Happy New Year's, friend. Little Shop of Horrors. You got to respect his decision to do it, but man, I wish that Rick Moranis would have kept making movies. I wish. But respectfully so, I mean, he stopped because of family. So, freaking power to him. There we go. Man in the Iron Mask has an amazing soundtrack. Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what we saw when we were at our store, at the movie store? Down at the soda fountain. When we went to the store, one of the first things that they had in a glass case, and I've never seen it before, or I didn't know they had it. They have a Back to the Future record. I didn't even know that there was a Back to the Future record. So I saw the price on it. I'm going to go to eBay, see if I can find it. It's my wife's favorite movie of all time. So I'm going to see what I can do. Back to the Future? Oh, no, it is not. Back to the Future is properly rated, which is amazing. The Mummy? I've got that. I have The Mummy and The Mummy Returns. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Shit. Haven't seen that in forever. They have Blobfest every year and you can sign up to recreate running of the same theater. Oh, that's freaking cool. Joe's Apartment? Oh my God. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? You know what we found? We found today like 10 separate cassettes of Rugrat episodes, like 10 separate ones. Each one is its own episode, all gathered together at the store. And I said, I'm sorry, somebody literally just dropped these off. What kind of a psychopath? Yeah, we have them now. Indiana Jones. Oh, those are good. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Oh, cinematic history. Are there any you wish you had that you just genuinely can't find? It's hard. I don't know. That's hard to say. I think when I was struggling to find movies, it's because I was trying to get all of the animated Disney VHSs in clamshell, but I basically have all of them now. Yeah. Hi, Leona. Hello, friend. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. You know what I just got on VHS not long ago? Mac and Me. I can't wait to show my kids. I'm literally going to sit down with them and watch every last second. That movie was from my childhood. Little Mermaid. Oh, Tombstone. My wife has seen Tombstone a million times because of her father. Yep. Little Mermaid VHS. Oh, nice. Oh, with the paint on it. Oh, that's great. I don't have that one. Batteries not included. I just got a week ago. I swear to God. Another good one. Oh my God. There's so many good ones. You know what I want to do, but I'm probably never going to do, although it sounds really cool. I love the idea of taking movies from like today or today-ish and putting them on VHS and then creating VHS sleeves for them. I would love to figure out how to do that. That would be so freaking cool. I want to take Stranger Things and I want to put all of them onto VHSs and then create sleeves for them. That'd be so cool. We all have a collective problem. This is true. Goonies got it. Bicentennial Man. Do I have Bicentennial Man? Is that the movie I'm thinking about? Is that the one with Robin Williams? Yep, got it. Yeah. Hi, Rain. Hello, friend. Short Circuit, Johnny Five. Hi, Dorito. Trust, I have there's probably a million I want, but there's a lot that I have. Literally 5 66-quart tubs full of movies. And I want more. Stranger Things season 1 and 2 came in packages that look like I saw that, the DVD pack. I want them on actual VHS. I want them on actual VHS. Three Amigos. I saw that today and I didn't grab it. I didn't grab it today. I saw it though. Steve Martin, Martin Short, Chevy Chase. Hey, Crystal, how are you? Listen, I'm down for these chill talks, okay? I'm down for all of these. I'm trying to open Phas right now. I'm working on it. Just give it time, friends. Anyone remember the orange Rugrat VHSs? I literally got like 8 of them today. Not all of them are orange, but I think I got like 10 different Rugrats VHSs today. I think like 6, 7, or 8 of them are orange. I think. But then also the Hey Arnold movie VHS is orange too. I feel like Stranger Things deserves a VHS. Dude, I don't know if that's something they would be interested in, but damn if I wouldn't buy that instantly. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Oh man, the original? Song your kid loved it instantly? Hell yeah. Flubber, got it. I have Flubber on VHS clamshell. Oh yeah, chill music tonight. I need it. I need it tonight. I need it. How long can you record a movie on VHS? Depends on the VHS. I think some of them you can record up to like 6 hours. It's a lot. Oh, Willow with Val Kilmer. Oh, dude, I remember watching that as a kid and dying, being in tears when the little dude jumped in the thing, and he jumped back into the barrel. Gone. I was gone. City Slickers, yeah, with oh shit, what's his name? Billy Crystal. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. God Generals is 4 hours. Damn, nobody's doing drops, so there are no drops in Phasma. No. Labyrinth, I would love to get. Yeah. Every time I hear the music from Willow, I get goosebumps. Isn't it so good? Princess Bride, I would love. Yeah, there's a lot that I would love. I've had Titanic forever. Titanic was a double VHS. What else was double VHS? Schindler's List was double VHS. Any movie that was over like 2.5 hours, close to 3 hours, was 2 VHSs. Oh yeah, I still have mine, 100%. Robin Williams is pictured as that character in the Figment Q line. Yes, he is. It's him next to who's he next to? Is it him next to Rick Moranis? Wayne Zielinski. I was right. Called it. Okay, now I can't hear out of both my ears. All right, let's switch over to Phas. Dune was 6 tapes. Holy shit. Little Rascals, we saw that today. Like the original Little Rascals. Yeah. I probably could find the movie because the movie definitely came out before they stopped making VHSs. Converted all my old home videos to thumb drives. Took forever to convert. See, I want to go the opposite direction. Like, I want to put things on VHS purposefully. Purposefully. Tremors, I don't think I have. No, I don't think so. I'm going through like my Rolodex of like movies that I've seen recently. Army Now or Son-in-Law. Oh my God. Are those both Pauly Shore? Biodome? Holy shit. Jaws. I think I have Jaws. Yeah, I think I have Jaws. Son-in-Law was a good movie. That was a really, really good movie. Biodome, I loved. Mad Max movies? Ooh, I don't think so. You have 460 VHSs? Holy shit. Okay. All right. Well, you win. Okay. Damn. Too young for VHS. See, I think that is just that's just a false statement to me. Do you know why? Do you know what I mean? That'd be the same thing as me saying I'm too young for records. You can have an appreciation for physical media or different media from a time that was not yours, even if you were not born then. It's the same thing as liking movies that came out before you were even alive. You have an appreciation for it, you gave it a shot, and you loved it. I don't need something to be 4K triple HW97D 395. I don't need all that shit to enjoy a movie. I can watch something in 480p on a small 13-inch screen and enjoy it just as much. 24-year-old with a vinyl collection. Amen. A frickin' men. Grew up watching Popeye. Oh my God, Robin Williams. More Robin Williams. We love vinyl. Yeah, we started a collection. We want to get more. We want to get more. Pam, I see you in there freaking out. You okay? Yeah, you're okay. I was born far later than I should have been based on what I enjoy. I don't know. I think I'm right around the right things for me. Love vinyls. Me too. I love physical media. I do. I just never had a collection for it because I never had space for it. Oh yeah, don't say yeah. If you say your age in chat, it's probably gonna be deleted. Don't do that. Don't out yourself. You're more than welcome to say things you've had or whatever, but yeah, don't know age. Never do that. Never do that in any chat, and unless they ask you. Yeah. Why did they get rid of the jump scare from the girl? Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. They stuck her over there looking into what looks to be like a mirror or something. This is our assumption. Our assumption is this room is intended for when cosmetics release. That once we are available to change what we look like, you go into this room and you can do that, right? But why they didn't bring the jump scare that happened in the lobby from the old one to this? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. MASH? Oh, I was in college. I got to play Hawkeye in MASH. When is the character update coming? This year. We can say that now. Yeah. All right, we're going to do chill games today, man. I'm not feeling 100. Not even 99%. So we're just doing nice chill games. Try to live. If I don't live, you know, I have an excuse. Maybe. Didn't know about the original lobby because I recently started playing Phas. I got you. I'm going to be doing a day where I go back and play the old Phas soon. Andy Griffith Show? I just got a VHS that has 10 episodes on it. Yeah. Have y'all seen the kids who got Skip-Its this year? No. Hi, Curly. How are you? By the way, if anybody's followed recently, I'm so sorry. Something's happening with my activity feed and I can't see it. If you have, thank you, friends. I can't see it right now. What is a skip it? Oh, you should go look it up. You should go look up what a skip it is. Let's start on Tangle Streets. And yeah. Let's start on the Tangle Streets, shall we? Gilligan's Island. Yeah, well, we brought up the fact that if you go to Nell's and you turn on the TV, there's Dusty's Trail. Dusty's Trail starred both Skipper and Gilligan from that show. Almost as cool as a Bop It. Almost. I'm going to reset my activity feed. It's not coming up. Hopefully this will work. Sitting there, thank you so much for the 5 months, dude. I should give the ghost the flu. I'll give it a try. Give me a sec. All right. Someone was asking about the tubes. I'm going to go start over there right now, friend. We're going to do it right now. We would fit very well, VA. Oh, I have Galaxy Quest. What do you mean that would fit very well? I have. You better believe that I have that on VHS. Are you crazy? I can see it now. Yay. Okay, there we go. Which is Curse, thank you for the 6 months. I don't know. I just turned it off and turned it back on. I swear to God. Skip It's and Big Wheels. I remember being a kid and I had a Batman big wheel and I rode over my brother's broken arm. I don't know why that stuck out so vividly, but I remember it. I remember getting yelled at pretty bad. I don't know why he was lying on the ground with a broken arm. Like, what a stupid move. What an idiot. Should have been standing there. His cast is in the way. I'm just like, oh, look, a speed bump. Good. We were kids. What do you want me to do? Should have ducked. It is what it is. Sam, thank you for the 15. Ohio, what's up, dude? How are you? I feel like my ears right now, I feel like as if I have that parabolic bug where I can't hear things straight. But I know that's not the case, so they'll eventually pop. It'll be fine. Probably told him to let. No, that's unlikely. I just remembered the action of it. I don't know why I did it. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, let's see if we can remember how to play this game. Thank you, Sid. Happy New Year's, friends. Mark Robinson, we need 3 unique photos. We need 2 sounds and a ghosty video. Will Tanglewood get a rework? Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's happening this year. They said, I think Q1, if I remember hearing that correctly. I remember saving up 15 for a Tamagotchi and begging my parents to drive me to KB Toys. Oh my God. You still have it? I would like to get one just to have one. I kind of want to get one for the kids and then give them a goal. Like, your objective, keep it alive. If you keep it alive for this long, I'll give you like $5. I don't know. I think that could be a cool idea. They're about $20 now. I think there's even knockoff versions of them. Wish you could access the old maps. I'm still hoping one day that they'll give everybody access to the old maps. I hope that's the case. Even though they're asset maps, who cares? I mean, people really enjoy them. Okay, no, it's just a tree. Where did I hear that? Oh God. Oh God. My ears are going to deceive me, dude. I'm going to fail. I heard a throw. Where? You son of a bitch. There was no EMF over there. Look. I knew I heard it over here. You son of a bitch. All right. Let's presume you are over there. They've been whacked lately? Wait, what's been whacked? What happened? How long does the winter event go? It goes until the 6th, I think. I assume like at 7 a.m. Eastern, it'll probably shut down. Yeah, instant level 5, right? I'll take it. I'm not upset. Having issues with the motion sensor going off and the video camera not working to record it. That is some weird bug. I don't know what's going on. Usually for me to fix it, if I brought in a camera like this and I have it on a tripod and it's not recording, I will pick it up, put it back down, and it usually works. Not 100%, but I don't know. It's worked for me recently. Yeah, trust me, there's bugs in this game that you guys probably don't even think about. Did you realize that when you are holding a video camera and you start to sprint, if you drop your video camera, you lose all your sprint? Why? We don't know. Okay, I thought I was like internally having like an aneurysm and like all of a sudden my ears were blowing out and then okay. We're good. We're good. The ghost is messing with me. Put you there. Relax, please. Where are you? Are you here? Are you here? Where are you? Wait, is it registering? Where are you? Oh, fudge. Please don't have it. Okay, roger that. Thank you, Raid. I don't know what. I was like, oh my God, it's really starting to bump now. What the? Oh God. No, that's correct. Okay, hold on. Let me check and make sure. I recently restarted my PC. It might have changed what my microphone is. It did not. Why is it not? Had the camera bug a few times last night. Just a ride. I don't think that wasn't that loud, was it? Was it that loud? It didn't feel like it was that loud. It was right next to me. I mean, it was literally on top of me. I don't know what's happening with the spirit box. I'm a little scared. It's going to try to eat my face. Had a mimic as a ghost, was trying to get the last sound recording. Did the Dio ground the spirit box? Hell yeah. Moon Man, thank you for the 7 months. JT, have a good one, dude. Thank you for coming over. I need my ears to pop. Just do it. Any goo prints? No goo. Where are you? Oh, you know what it is? Oh, son of a bitch. I know what it is. I don't want hugs. No. I don't want to start. I don't want to start with hugs. Not today. Copper, hello, friend. I know what it is. I'm fixing it right now. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? There we go. Anyone know what happened in 24? Yeah, Twitch thinks that I'm trying to imitate they think that I am trying to imitate somebody with that channel when that person that I'm imitating is me, when it's my content. So, they said that that's against the rules, that I can't be me. And when I reached out to them about it, they said basically nothing helpful. So I tried to reach out again. And when they responded, the words I got back, hold on. I need to read this verbatim. I don't want to quote this very smart person incorrectly. They said, a simple way to resolve is you need to reach us from that account so we can help you out quickly. And I said, well, I already put in a ticket from that account, was not sure how quickly it'd be addressed. Soon we will reach you out. Don't be worried. So I tried not to be worried, but unfortunately it was never resolved. And then I kept getting the same bot messages over and over and over again. So what is he saying? Dodgeball? They were about as useful as a poopy flavored lollipop? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Which is unfortunate because that literally means I could not resolve it in any way, shape, or form. Yep. Oh yeah, King, I know they do. Oh, I know that they do, which is why I was like, oh, this shouldn't be an issue. Nope. Couldn't reach out to anybody. They weren't helpful for shit. Yep. Absolutely awful. Awful help. It's because they fired all the employees that were worth a shit on the help, like on the support side. So now they just rely on AI bots to do all that stuff for them, and it sucks. Yeah, it sucks. It is what it is, man. I'm going to try to go live from it again soon. And if they ban it again, I mean, it is what it is. Customer service helping. I know, right? Well, guess what? That 24/7 channel is up live on Kick right now. So I have a backup. Thank you. Temps? We ain't all bad. I know. When there's actual people there. Oh, you bitch. When there's actual people there, that's a different story. But when I know that I'm talking to bots, you got to make it go viral. Oh, yeah. Which is stupid. So dumb. It's so stupid. It is what it is, man. We'll just, you know what? We make it work. I think that's the way that I go about it. We just make it work. It's the end. It just needs to be stopped. That's the thing. It literally needs to be shut down and stopped. Should put up a video on the channel that's you consenting to the validity of the every 20 minutes. It's just me going, hi, this is my channel. I swear. They still wouldn't know. No way. What the hell? You haven't touched the window a single time? Where's the camera? Bob, get the camera. Can I get... There's a lot happening at one time right now. Agent, thank you for the 17 months. Homie Rotten, thank you for the 11. Thank you, William. Hey, Flash, don't be worried. Be happy. Roger that. Don't be worried. Oh, hey. Be happy. Oh, I could have recorded that. Wait, do I still get it? Oh, there's another sound. Yeah, that's me too, talking to Twitch support. There we go. Talking to Twitch support. Yeah, fuck that book. Oh, Jesus Christ. Try to rip my head. Got it. Walk. Walk. Oh, you're gonna try to kill me in a second. Oh, you sick son of a bitch. Run. We need to run. We need to run. Oh my God, I had no stamina. You know why? Because I dropped a camera. I swear to God. Norris, thank you for the 9 months. Holy balls, dude. Ghost farted. Yeah, it did. It wasn't very good. Ultraviolet. Well, it can't be you. Okay. Okay. Oh shit, I never sat it back down. Damn it. Hate the bathroom as the ghost room because you can't get video. Well, you can. It just is not very fun. Yeah. It's just not a very good time. The camera's super heavy, I guess. Oh, we're probably going to just let this turd hunt and see what happens. I'm going to bring these for more video. We'll try that again here shortly. Actually, you know what? That's probably not smart. Let's do this instead. Ghost is a Twitch paid actor. Hopefully they're not support staff. And it's never going to work. Oh, hey. Oh, that's right. You burst the lights over here earlier. What a jerk. Watch any fireworks? Other than the ones that are on TV in our neighborhood, we actually had somebody putting off some really cool ones. So really just could look outside and see some pretty awesome fireworks. Oh, you bitch. What the f— Hey, bro, do get excited when you see the ghost hunt. Is that a command? Christmas maps won't load. Can I help you? What am I gonna do? Hi, welcome. My name is Flash. I'm not support. Sorry. Treat me like I'm Twitch support. I can't do shit. But if you go to the Phasmophobia Discord, they can help. Yeah. Yeah. If you go to the server, the Discord, the Phasmo one, they could help for sure. To be fair, you might be more helpful then. Oh, that's true. If I smudge it, it'll become enraged and be faster, right? That sounded the same speed. This is weird. This is super weird. It's Nightmare. Restless. That sounded the same. It sounded the same to me too. Don't be worried. Shut up. What a piece of shit. Be back. You're good, football. No worries. I'm gonna bring this over there. Let's go bring this over there. Iris, thank you for the 5 months. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Oh my god. Okay, you little piece of trash. Nice ghost photo. Thank you. I worked really hard to get that. Has it turned off the power yet? But it sounds normal. Like, it sounds faster than normal speed. Does it not? I need a video of you. Next time I see the board, say don't be worried. Roger that. I'm gonna get another smudge. No, these were the ghosts. And Goryo, well, it can't be a Goryo. Jin, Myling, Obake, Gallo. And the ghost does not sound normal speed. I have EMF 5, so that means it can't be a mimic. Poke it with a stick. That might be the last resort. I might have to. Hi, caramba. But it sounded the same when I smudged it, though. Thought I heard line of sight speed. Oh, I forgot to get a video of you. Whoops. Whoopsie daisies. Stop abusing all the animals. Thank you. Jingle bells? Yeah, something like that. All right, homie. Show up. Oh. Oh, that'll work. But I do need you to show up, though. Wait, do I already have that video? Okay, no, we're good. Which ghost is it that changes speed every 2 minutes? The Obama, right? Ghost, I need a video, please. Okay, I never actually fully recorded it. I was gonna thank you, but I hate you, and you suck. It can't be a Goryo because you need to have dots. If you're able to get evidence and Goryo is a possibility, you have to have dots. And we're playing on Nightmare. I've already got 2 pieces of evidence. I'm not going to get any more. Can't be a Goryo. Okay, can we try that again? But can you do like the super stupid long singing event? That'd be fun. I didn't even look for the cursed, honestly. I probably should have, but I didn't. Leave me alone, leave me alone. All these poor abused little dolls. Why are you touching the locker? Wait, I already have all the sounds. I don't need that. Already got that. I need 2 photos. I don't even think I've seen the bone. Where did this piece of trash start hunting from? Dude, just chill out. I'm gonna breathe on him. You wanna get breathed on? Huh, nerd? I'll do it. Oh, shit. Hiya. Come in here. Come on, stupid. Yep, come back to your home so you can eat the crucifix. We hate you. There you go. No, who's a good boy? Let's go look for the bone. Just a bunch of sticks. Just a bunch of sticks. There's no bone here. Oh, no, I've already got the video of this weenie head. Oh, you mean to get a video of him when he was like that? Yeah, it's okay. What is a Galu? It's a ghost. Oh, bath mystery. That's gonna go away soon. We won't have a bath mystery anymore. Where's the bone? Hello? Oh, you jerk. What? What the hell? Oh, wait. I don't think I've fully gone around the garage, have I? I don't think I have. Shit. You saw it in laundry? Okay. I'll wait till it does this. I checked the basement already. Yeah. Hey, Dark Wolf. Good to see you again after a year. Hey, Danielle. How are you? Ooh, I have another smudge. Game on. Nay. I say nay, nay. There was no bone there. What? I'm on Nightmare. Foot? Where'd you see the foot? What? What? Am I missing something? Thought it was a skull in the garage. No. Wall of laundry? This elf? That elf? Like what? What do you mean I keep circling it? I'm literally like what? What's the plan for today? Try to survive. IRL slash also, you know. I checked the basement. My guess right now is that I'm being... Okay, to be fair... Look, okay, to be fair, look at this, okay? Look, I want you to see that, okay? Look right there. Does it look like there's anything there right now? Look, does it look like there's anything there? Look how dark that shadow is. That was just mean. That was just mean. God damn it. It's so dark. Son of a bitch. Well, we got it. That's what matters. I still need another photo and another video. Crypto, thank you for the 13-month Prime, dude. Wonder Boy, thank you for the 22 months. Splash, thank you for the 30. Holy shit. Gonna miss the looping island. I'm more excited to see the rest of the house than I care about the island, honestly. It's a void. Yeah, look at these shadows. Why do they feel so much darker right now? If you know the ghost, why are you staying? Because I'm still trying to collect all the media. Oh, it could be the cursed. Oh, I didn't even look. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. It's probably the fucking cards, isn't it? Nope. I lied. I'll shut up. It wasn't the music box, right? Is it the paw? Wasn't even paying attention. Look. All right. Now, video, though. Hunting, motion, burn, fire. I could use my last smudge to buy some time and then go sit in there with it. Wait for an interaction. Oh, salt. Oh, you're right. Yeah. You know what? F me. No, I've already got burn cruisy. Salt could do it. It's chaos because, like, I'm just mentally out of it, so I'm trying to get mentally back into it. Yeah. We're working on it, okay? We're doing our best. Jay, thank you for the 11 months, dude. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, he said, no. You're my friend. Friend. All right, let's go get that. All right, let's go. Why does everyone run while crouched? Probably just habits. There's no benefit to it outside of being in areas like the kitchen island or things like that where it actually breaks line of sight. If it's just general running and crouching, just because. There's no real benefit there. I think you need a doc checkup. Do we have a Mr. Doc in the house? Hopefully Mr. Doc is rested. Well, I mean, it's 9:43. He's probably playing bitchy games. Hey, Ghost. How's the New Year's been? It's been okay. Have been sick for the entirety of 2026, but you know what? We're alive, and that's what matters. All right, give me both of them, because life. Ka-chow. All right, give me this. It's so angry. I don't know where I put my video camera. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Again, I know my limits. If it's ever too much to where I shouldn't stream, then I won't stream. You've been sick too? Hope you feel better. Stop hurting my friends, asshole! That'll buy me 90 seconds at least. All right, what'd I do with it? There it is. All right, do the thing. Do the thing. Hit the door. Breaker. You choose. Hello? There's a couple of Nors in here. No, I've already got a firelight blowout. Is he actually in here though? Oh. I was gonna do the salt, but I was like, if I can get that, makes it even easier. We out. I know I have the salt, but I was hoping to just get it interacting with something because I didn't know where it was walking around. After it was done hunting, it wasn't doing shit in that room. That's right, that we got it. Do I know how to identify every ghost in the game? Basically, yeah. The new ones I'm still getting used to, but for the most part, all the other ones, yeah. Galoo! Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. First game of 2026. Perfect. Hi, Otter. Hi, friend. Happy New Year to you, friend.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready.
First game of 2026. Perfect game. And it was a new ghost. Cheers. Peggy, hello. Oh my goodness. We have ads coming. This is great timing. Great timing. Friends, if you're new here, I do 3 minutes of ads every hour so you guys don't have pre-rolls. So if you are subbed or you have Twitch Turbo, you don't need to stress it. But if you don't worry. I'm not going to go to the next match without you. So, Burb. BRB. I still, you know what I haven't done? I haven't adjusted the goals thing. I need to fix it. I just haven't had time. The past couple days have been kind of crazy. Good night, Maisie. Have a good one. Tara, thank you for the 28 months for tier 3. Holy shit. For always being there. I lost November. Watching the streams brings family comfort, distraction. Oh, Tara. Tara, I'm so sorry for your loss, friend. I am honored that we can bring any kind of comfort, friend. Seriously. Seriously. So glad you're here. Jenny, hello. Project, thank you for the 2 months. I'm not sure how long stream will be today. We'll see. It's up in the air. What is my New Year's resolution? I don't really have one. I mean, I guess I kind of do. The wife and I kind of agreed that we're going to do like not necessarily a 75 hard. We're going to do like a 75 soft. We're going to do like a 75 soft. But it's just about being healthier, which I started to do at the end of last year. So it's just continuing that into this year. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Why did that not save? Hello. Drink less soda, more water. Oh, is that the goal? Nice. I switched last year to non-caffeinated soda. I still do every now and then, but I'm not going to punish myself for doing it, but I'm going out of the way to drink way more less, to drink just less caffeinated soda. Getting healthy, less flu. Like now. Amen. Yeah. Cass, hello. Happy New Year, friend. Why? Why? What do you mean something went wrong? Oh, there we go. Okay. I was like, come on. Just do the thing. Boo doop, boo doop, boo doop, boo. Trying to fix something real quick. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I haven't decided what I want to do. I haven't even decided what I want to do for the daily goal. Like if I'm doing the wheels or not, or doing something different. I haven't even decided. Again, past couple days have just been insane. You need more underweight. Oh, got you. Patari, thank you for the 4-month Prime, friend. Do I play with yours? Yeah. We're gonna have a day really soon. Very, very soon. We're gonna have a viewer day, and I'll make sure to announce it. I just haven't picked a day yet. I knew that With the way I was feeling, there was no shot I was going to do it today. There was no way. No way in hell. Raspberry ice, sparkling water is very yummy. Ooh. I do liquid IV. I do water with liquid IV a bunch. Hey, Cereal, Happy New Year. Get it again. Try the VR again. I would love to get more VR streams in this year. That'd be nice. That'd be super cool. It's what the plants crave. Water, like from the toilet. Why don't we use tier 2 salt? Preference. I like it more. I don't like slowing down the ghost with 3, and it's better than 1. Got a bubbly protein drink recently. Ooh, interesting. I have done Phas in VR. It's just been a while. It's been a long time. Could do middle of the month, break up the boredom of January. Oh, you mean for like a viewer day? Maybe. I would like to do it sooner rather than later because I don't want people to have to wait for it. But I could do it in the middle of the month. That's very true. I'm trying to fix something real quick and then we'll go into the next match. I need to see, what was this? What was this? Oh, that's the Thanksgiving wheel. I'm like, what the hell wheel do I have saved here? Oh yeah. No, we'll fix that. We'll fix that later. If we reach the goal, then we'll probably do. Yeah. New Year's resolution is to get more weird critters. I don't know what that means. Would I try VR? Oh, I want to try it before the full release. I would like it before that happens. Okay, let's go. All right, I fixed it. I'm good. Always need some more critters. Tarantula. Oh shit, snakes and scorpions and rodents. Hot damn, dude. Yeah, my wife would never allow it. She wouldn't even let me get a bird. No shot. Are they going to add where you connect stream to console Phas, you think? What? One more time? Hey, Dinks, how are you? What's up, homie? Are they going to add where you connect Steam to console? If you're asking if they are going to do cross-platform, if that's what you're asking, I don't know. Yeah, if you're asking if you think that they're going to do cross-platform, I know they want to. I just don't know when it's going to happen. What if we just do random apps and let random decide? I did not watch him play. I did not. And I even heard him on his stream say him and Baron finished it. And then all three of us are going to play together to finish it at some point. Yeah. Prisoner random. I don't know. Recently, it's been kind of all over the place between big maps, small maps. I have not been heavy leaning to heavy maps recently. There was a big stretch of time where it was nothing but large maps every time I did random. I think it's fixed. I'll just go F myself. It's fine.
The equipment and get set up before investigating. I've got a report that suggests a possible ghost sighting.
I swear to God. Bro, I swear to God. All right. I can't. Does this look foggy? No, okay, we're good. I think when it's blood rain, it's even foggier. I think like even this in the front up here is foggy. Yeah. All right, full sunny. Well, you know what? It's not high school. Let's check our cams. You hear the sound still going out? That I haven't fixed that yet. I don't know what to do about it. Yeah. T-Man, what's up, dude? Chase, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. What's up, homie? I doesn't know what to do to fix it. All right. I see no orbs. We're not going to get any here unless we miraculously get orbs that are peeking out of one of the rooms, which does happen from time to time. But we'd also have to have orbs on a nightmare run. So the odds are not in our favor. Yeah. All right, let's go. Give me this. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Let's go. Just thought you just bought bed knobs and broomsticks. What the hell's that? What'd that be? Oh, the power's right here. Lovely. All right, we have hiding. I don't know if I know what that movie is. I have to check. Nezzy, thank you for the sub, homie. The paw. I'm always shocked when I've seen a movie. Have I? What is it called? Bed knobs and broomsticks? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Never mind. I have. That's not what I was thinking. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All right. I haven't heard the ghosty yet. Love watching the streams. Thanks, man. Thank you. And I appreciate the sub. Thank you very much. All right. Oh, my left ear just popped. That's wonderful. Well, no ghost. I could always just use the paw. Love when the power's close. Oh, when the power is not in the kitchen. On this map, it's fine. Anywhere else, it's fine as long as it's not the kitchen. If not in kitchen, yeah. F this. I wish to trap the ghost. Oh, that was my door. Wait a minute. Was that over here? Was that like the classroom or that? No, the classroom's further down. That like visitor room, maybe? I haven't heard shit from the ghost. All right, don't let me forget that. Put that there. That might have been this door, but I think it was that. I could be wrong. I'm like looking behind me just in case. Hey, Flash, you put that there. Thank you. Oh, it's hunting. Never mind. Scratch that. I don't hear jack shit. Oh, to post photos in the server, you just have to be level 1. It does not take a lot of talking to get to level 1. What the f... Is it... I don't know where it is. No clue. have access downstairs. I mean, either way, it's going to be a lot. I mean, I can hear above and below with this pair mic. So wherever it is. Gotcha. I think it just finished hunting. Cute. Yeah, the bone's always there. So it's back there somewhere. Who knows where? No, that wasn't a banshee whale. That was normal. There was no lock on that door, right? Does the lock still show up on the ghost door? Kitchen? Maybe. Are you all the way back here? Oh, you piece of pig shit. It's in the frickin' boiler room. Imagine. Frickin' imagine. What does Stream King do? It gives you a role in the server that only people that have redeemed that get. This stupid thing is all the way back in the boiler room. What a dumb ghost. I hate it here. Just, I'm picking up the bone. I don't care. Redeemed last week. If you have, you can always, if you want to DM me, Moose, you can. I'll make sure you get the roll. The ghost wanted to boil you. No. It wants friends, and I'm not interested. Got too many. Don't need any more. How many is too many? One. That's all you need. Any twist today? Yeah. Trying to survive while getting over super flu. That's the twist. Get some lights on at least. Off we go. Thank you guys for the follows, friends. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Hello. I'm hoping by Sunday that it will have kicked, whatever it is. Yeah, I don't know why Jurassic Park theme just happened. I don't know. I got nothing. It just did. We're just going to go with it. No orbs. But of course. Hey, what up, VP? Having a good day? We're doing good. How are you? We're doing okay. Hey, Clay. Welcome in. Fire up the boilers. I don't want to do that because then if I'm trying to look for through the night vision, it'll be really bright. Oh, we did talk about, yeah. We were talking about a lot of movies earlier. That's a good point. Do I have the original Jurassic Park on VHS? Ooh, that might need to go on the list. Ghost hunting while being chased by dinosaurs? Shit. New indie game inbound. Imagine you're trying to run out the building, a little raptor chasing your ass down. I feel like we could come up with some really good ideas. We need to get some more developer friends. That's what we need. I can't make that shit. They could. Hey, Roxas, welcome in. That looks like it's been written in. Maybe. Have the original VHS and still the, oh, hell yeah. I have 2 VHS players. I want to get another one. That's a backup. That's another, dude. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Oh my God. No, there's no drops, Hayes. No, they haven't been available for a while. Yeah, I don't see the pen either, and I think I see writing. I know Davini's always creating things, but oh no, didn't Davini say they were actually working on like an actual game, not just like a mod pack? I'll have to reach out to them. Down Periscope is so good. The whale scene is one of my favorites. All right, I'm not seeing any dots. Well, there's usually, when you're looking at the book, when you place the book down, there's a pen that is typically on the book, but it is not there. I don't think it is. That movie was so good. The dude that's always dealing with the electricity. I love him. Let's go place these in there and pray that we live. I'm super excited. I'm excited to hear more about it because we haven't heard anything in a while, right? That they have the Phas board game that they're working on, or like have worked on, whatever you want to say. Is there a reason why you can't redeem check-in? Oh, I don't know. You should be able to. Shouldn't have a reason. Problem. Yeah, I'm excited for all of it. We haven't heard about the movie in a while, which fair enough. I mean, if there's nothing to update us on, then what are they going to say? There's nothing they can really do. The zoom option would be fairly useful at a time like this. I know. Imagine if we actually could. Matthew Lillard and Danny DeVito. Oh. That'd be awesome. Yeah, there's going to be a Phas movie. We were right. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Can you imagine Danny DeVito running around as the ghost? I'm the trash man. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? What was the music? Hey, let me light you. What? Can we not light these again? What the fuck? Did they re-break it? What the shit? That's probably they ain't got no gas in it. Imagine if you only can't light those if this is the ghost room. Like if the ghost room is here, but normally you can light it. Man, I loved lighting those. That's some bullshit. All right, well, we have writing. I don't have a UV here, so we need to go get one of those. There's a good chance it's UV. Key or peel, that'd be fun. That'd be pretty funny. You could watch the cameras in the truck. It'd be cool if you could see the ghost just chilling in a chair. I think in general, I'm hoping that they add a lot more stuff like that where the ghost is doing random things and not just you see it standing there. They fixed the floating books yet? If that bookshelf is missing downstairs, I can guarantee they did not. Let's go look. You bitch. Cut my power. Rocking chair butt UV is a must. Oh, when the shelf is not here, those books stay. Yeah. It's just wandering about until bored enough to hunt. Yeah, basically. I think I watch you on YouTube, right? How would I know who you watch on YouTube? It could be. It could be. Let's do this. Probably another one of those and maybe a smudge just in case. Yeah, maybe, possibly, probably. from the consulate, right? Weird. All right, onward. Onward. Can I do a complete guide for zero sanity, zero evidence? Maybe at some point. It's not something I've really been interested in doing, is making a 100% guide for every single ghost in a single video. I like to concentrate on one ghost per. Why don't I use tier 3 incense? I don't prefer it. I don't want to stop the ghost in its place. Yeah. Why do you use tier 3 incense? Better question. Let's assume you're still here. I'll use 2, not 3. Wait a minute. No, Wraith is off the books. Okay. Goosley, thank you for the 8-month prime. Thank you, friend. Oh, Katie, I know. Trust me, I got into using it for a while, and my desire to use it slowed down drastically. I was like, okay, I'm not enjoying this as much as I thought I would. Oh, you never noticed the kinetic games on the tripod? Yeah. Where is it? Is it on the back? Yeah, there it is. Right there. Ghost? Why aren't you walking in this third soul? You mean like a playlist? Well, to easily find all the videos, all you'd have to do is go to my channel, go no sanity, no evidence. Hello, footies. What the hell kind of walking pattern is this? Demon Myling, oh, Bumbo, or a Pulte. You definitely don't feel like a Pulte, that's for damn sure. I'm about to just make this bitch hunt. This is mine now. Many like it, this one's mine. Fly Guy, thank you for the 5 months. Thank you. Yeah, I have like a slew of videos on YouTube that are finding the ghost with no evidence. Lazy demon, maybe. Yeah, that footstep pattern said like cha-cha slide all over it, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's Zobombo. But that's not the dancing ghost, right? The dancing ghost is the Diane. That's the one where you're moving and it's faster, right? Is that correct? Wait, is that the one with the movement? Wait, hold on. Am I confusing my ghosties? Boom, 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 boom. Nightmare. Yeah. It is. Yeah. You got the Doomslay achievement. Nice. That one sucks because there's nothing you can do about it. It's literally RNG. It really sucks. You just have to grind away until you get it, or just hope you eventually get it. So when you do get it, ayo. Give me a sec. Health check. Health check. I'm gonna blow my nose. Ay, caramba. You should add a ghost model with 4 arms. It's not Mortal Kombat. Still need to check EMF? No, I don't. It's on Nightmare. I have 2 pieces of evidence. I'm not gonna get a third. Yeah, we don't even have to look. Thank you, Phoenix. All right, now this piece of trash. I can't just use this and start a hunt. Well, I guess I technically could. Okay, I have a thought. Sick? Yeah. Well, whatever it is. Flu, something or the other. Yeah. I have a thought. I have a thought. If I go remove the crucifix that is over there right now, And then I start a hunt. Oh, no. It's all good. I appreciate it. Thank you. Wish for sanity. What happens when you wish for sanity? I'm giving them a test. I'm giving them a test. We're seeing what happens. Thank you, Drog. Yeah, you get 50% sanity. However, the ghost then changes its favorite room. So now you can't focus on there anymore. The upside of that wish is the sanity. The downside is it changing its favorite room. Yeah. Hey, Sparks, how are you? Now, if I wanted to, I could make it hunt and then know where I am all the time by wishing for safety, like wishing for a hiding spot. Then I could easily get it to come over to me. This still disturbs me. That makes me upset. I'm upset to the spaghetti. You son of a bitch! Was that Pam? Get out of here, Pam. It's not necessarily useless because if you have no sanity or really, really low sanity, you could wish for sanity to get you back to 50. And then you can check to see if it's like a shade. Because if it doesn't hunt you, right? Yeah. Will it change the room if your custom has room changes to none? Yeah. The monkey paw should eliminate that chance. Yeah. Mothman, think of the 3 months. Has it hunted already? No. Wait, yes it has. I'm a liar. It did hunt already, but it was super late in the hunt when we heard it. So I'm going to have it hunt again. So first I'm going to do this. I wish for sunrise. I wish for sunrise. Gets rid of the rain. Yeah. You dare me to wish for knowledge. What do I get if I wish for knowledge? Trying to stay hydrated. No. No, there has to be stakes involved. They said they dare me to wish for knowledge. I broke. Oh, that sucks. Sorry. I wish to see the ghost. Gives you the flu. Possible miling. Never mind. Not a miling. It's not no bombo. It's a demon or a Pulte. Okay, now that sounds like it's throwing a shit ton. Like, why does it sound like it's juggling now? I feel like it wasn't even coming for me. That was weird. I kind of don't want to deal with this ghost being all the way back there. I might go Pulte and go. Apparently someone was doing upgraded work. They didn't let the help desk know, and the upgrade caused the system to go down. Oh no, Copper. Oh no. I hope everything's okay. Can wishing for knowledge give you a piece of evidence that the ghost won't give you a nightmare? You know, no, it doesn't give you evidence, it eliminates evidence when you wish for knowledge. It's not like it says it has to be this, it says it can't be this. So it can eliminate it. There's a difference. I know the EMF's in the chapel, I don't care about it. It's fine. Yeah. It's not going to give you a third piece of evidence. That's not how it works. Dude, I might just go Pulte and leave on this one. It's all the way back there. I don't feel like choo-choo training my ass all the way back for it. If it's a demon, it's a shitty demon and I hate it here. And that's fine. Then it is what it is. We're going to go Pulte because it sounded like it was juggling. When Pultes are usually hunting, it sounds like they're throwing a crap ton of items and it's usually not even questionable. Yeah. Everything came back up quickly. Just wish someone would have said something to us. Yeah, that's kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. We get those. We get those. We get those. All right. Do we want to do random again? Oh, my ears need to pop again. Oh yeah, knowledge is the absolute worst. Knowledge is the absolute worst, especially if you're streaming. If you're streaming or making content, let me explain. It is the worst because if you are watching a video or a stream, they can no longer see anything or hear anything. It sucks. Kind of missed the truck's computer screensaver logo getting stuck off the screen. How do you play one evidence? You play one evidence by doing insanity. Yeah. It makes us focus on you. Okay. All right. Okay. Clean. Thank you, friend. For the Doc Echo location. Couple games with a friend. Oh, nice. Nice. Hope the game's going well. We're going to do another random. I didn't choose. The game chose. The game chose. Not custom? For what? For one evidence? You don't have to do a custom to do that. Nope. You can easily just do insanity default, and that's one evidence. They still haven't made a no evidence standard difficulty, and I think that they should. The fact is they added insanity, I don't even know how long ago, and the reason they said that they didn't add no evidence is because it's too much of a gap. It's too much. Not a gap, sorry. It's the difficulty is too big of a jump. It's too big of a jump for players to do. And I don't know. I think that's bullshit. I call shenanigans. Okay, I need to get barn doors for that thing. I'm like doing a makeshift barn door. Now I'm blind and I can't see. All right. Well, back to Tangle Streets. This is what random gave us. We're just going to go with it. Video of the ghost. Well, I need parabolic. Let's see if we can get that early. Let's try and knock that out. Then somebody use knowledge is when I'm doing 1 point hope weekly challenge. Too lazy to haul equipment to the top. Fair. Fair. Do I think Phaz or demonologist is better? What do you think my response is going to be? I bet you can use all of your powers to figure it out. I heard it throw the stupid bears. They're capybaras. I don't care what you say. Choo-choo Charles. Shit, you figured me out. There we go. Thank you. The ghost is abusing him. I know. No, I'm not insanity. This is Nightmare. I love Nightmare. This is my comfy zone. It's either hallway or nursery. I don't know which one. Think they would add crowd control to Phaz? No, because I don't think they would release the API to allow people to do that. So, to be honest, no, I don't think so. Not to let you do certain things. I think that, just like Dixper does, I think that, Was that switch on? Oh. I didn't switch that on, right? I don't think I did. But you're throwing shit in the... Maybe going if they find a way to incorporate it. Again, the only way they're going to be able to... What the shit? The only way they're going to be able to incorporate it, the way that you guys want it to be, is if Phasmo allows people to take advantage of the... And they're not going to do it. Not going to happen. They don't want mods to happen. They're not going to let that happen. Yeah. Give me the fiber. Give. Twins like, it's not very far. The throws, I don't know. It's hard to say. Big T, welcome in. Let's go turn the power on, and then I'll do the other shit. Would love for a prestige. Nice. Yikes, in the basement. Shady? I don't know. It's been kind of active. I don't know if I'd say shady. But could be. Do you think Faz will let us play as the ghost sometime? Never. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Yeah, F that book. Books. Jesus Christ. That's why I don't think it's a shade. Yep. Why EMF 5? You don't get 5. I literally got EMF 5. What do you mean? What kind of EMF 5s do you get? Mine are usually the 5 on the EMF. What? Be fun to have 2 times for the whole holiday event, not for the... I don't think they probably just don't want people taking advantage. See, this is what my 5s look like. Like the right there, see that? I don't know what yours look like. Mine like this. Mine look like this. See that right there? Yeah. Here, we'll record it. See that? Here, we go in here. Look at the media. See? See? And then the ghost comes to say EMF 5. You have EMF 5. I know. I can't get to the video camera. Is this gonna finish recording or what? Holy shit. Oh my god, it never counted. I hate it here. You made me sit there and listen to your entire stupid song. And you didn't even give me the recording. It is a very long event, which is really nice when you're trying to get multiple different types of media. But when you can't get them... Oh, you suck! The video was over here. I hate your face. EMF 5, spirit box, or dots. Okay, what am I missing? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? What? 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 Swim God, thank you for the 8 months. I don't... Inconceivable. Let's put a dot and a camera out in the front. Yeah, let's do that. Mr. Glay. Look at that beautiful man. How are you, Mr. Glacius? Hello, sir. Glay. Ghosts are being mean. They won't give me the stuff. Being mean. Let's just stand here. I haven't talked to you since like last year. Oh my God. You son of a bitch. I heard that. Oh. Oh. And then it abuses the copy bar. You son of a bitch. What the? Now wait. Now wait. I did not use incense or crucifix on it, right? What the shit? Listen here. Would you stop it? It's so mean. I need a video of it too, son of a bitch. I did use salt. Well, but it wasn't walking in it at first. That's where my head was that it was not walking in it at first, which, okay, I can understand if it was enraged or whatever, but I don't know. It didn't feel like it was doing what it was supposed to do. It's being a butthead. We'll figure it out. It's fine. He's fine. It is a bad ghosty. What's our cursed possession? Did I run into that in the midst of my travels? It's doing its best. I would like to believe that, but I don't think so. Oh, hi, Frank. Hello, sir. How quick can I rule out ultraviolet if a ghost steps in salt and I see nothing? I play intermediate. I would wait until you hear a second step out of the salt. So if you lay down salt, that candy cane is salt, and then ghosty, you hear once, like you see the ghost step in the salt, right? It will not create UV from that. You need to hear it do 1 or 2 more steps away. And then once it does that, then look for UV. I've had an entire stack of salt, like in a row where it walked on each pile of salt, but did no other steps, but I did have UV. So you just need to make sure that you hear other walking outside of it. All right. I kind of want to remove the crucifixes and make this little jerk face hunt. Kind of, sort of, maybe, possibly. Yeah, it's 2 evidence. Yeah. Yeah. Let's take this and bring this over to here. Walked in salt twice, so not a Gallo. I would assume not, because I think it walked in 3. Now, I believe that there's like a 2-second cooldown with the Gallo where it'll walk in salt, and then after 2 seconds, it won't walk in another one. But I think it walked in all 3. I believe. Or it did not. If it walked in those 2 piles back to back very quickly, that could be possible. Let's get more salt. Let's check, shall we? Hi, Tika. How are you? That hiss breath thing always gets me. I know, it's really... Well, it used to be louder. I kind of liked when it was louder. Maybe that's just me. I don't mind wasting salt to test for this. Okay, there you go. Not a Gallo. Not a Gallo. I don't have a photo camera. I don't care. I don't care. Just got off work. Getting food. Ooh, what are you going to get? What are you going to get? What are you going to get? That's a gin, a Myling, or a Bake. I can't really do the test that I want to do for a gin because that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like they nerfed that ages ago. The ability to get the EMF on the breaker. I feel like it's so hard to do now. If they allowed you to be able to hear the EMF using the parabolic microphone, you'd be able to get it better. But unfortunately, yeah. But we'll just make it hunt. I think that sounds like a grand old plan. I need that. No, we're not starting that. I swear to God. It sounds kind of loud. Right? Meow. Oh, bake a cake. I saw that. You shape-shifting motherfudger. See that? He showed his cakes. I saw that. And we have MF5, so we know for sure. Hey, I need a video of you. Hey. Hey. He did take his pants off. Why were you checking? Excuse me. He served it to us. I didn't ask for it. I'm not going to deny it, but we'll take what we can get around here, okay? We're in the prime of life. Hello? Mick Krampus? Ooh, that sounded like it was a little bit more over towards the bedroom. Uh-oh. Where's my other crucifix? Obake flashing. Well, listen, there was a spell of a time where that didn't even work. So, the fact that we're able to get the Obake blinks, I'm very grateful for. You're sounding like you're over here now. Hello? Ghosty? Might be taking a poo off. Hey, Sentinel. Welcome in. Is there ever a time when the ghost wouldn't change as an Obake? Like shapeshift? The only time Obake is not going to shapeshift is the times where it's not shapeshifting. If that makes sense. Like, if it has the ability to, it will, after a certain amount of blinks, it will shapeshift. Now, it's possible that if I'm correct on this, I think so. I think that the shapeshift can sometimes happen faster than others based on how fast the blink was, where the actual shapeshift itself happens more when it's invisible than it does when it's visible. And now you're abusing capybaras again. I need a video of you, dude. Hello? Hello? Oh, bullshit. What if the Obake could change its ghost model during events? I think it would be too telling of the ghost. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be too much, it'd be too obvious. Hey! Christopher Williams! Hello? Hello? Because if you walk in and get evented on, just like that, and it changes its shape shifts, it'd be too telling, I think. Oh, and you eat this one? Oh, spicy. Okay. I'm gonna go get a camera. I'm gonna go get a camera. Let's do the things. It can try to kill me, that's fine. Yeah, okay, we're good. I don't think I saw the bone. Did I? Did we see a boner in our travels? You found the bone? Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I've seen it yet. I don't think so. Boner, boner, boner. Maybe it's in the shadows of the kitchen again. Oh, I swear to God. I hear you. No, it's not there. Bones under the tree. No, it isn't. That's disgusting. I hate your face. Grim, you lie. It's not there. I trusted you with my life. How could could you do this to me? Oh. Although that'd be really funny if it was under the tree. Little bow on it. Like the little gift. Franklin? Just worried about getting our objectives done. Yay, we did it, and we know what the ghost is. Frank is excited, aren't you, Frank? Yay. I checked the void. Yeah, we're good. MKM, hello. How are you? Thank you guys for the follows. Pickles, hello. Hello, hello. He's having a blast. He's having a good time. Oh, the ghost is hunting. Uh-oh. No, Frank enjoys it. Just two guys and we're having a good time. We saw that shapeshift, you son of a bitch. Would you stop hunting already? Good grief. Thank you. Objectives, Ghosty. Yeah, I'm good. One for the road. Good. Now we roll. I know. Well, I started a cursed hunt. I mean, a cursed hunt's going to inevitably be longer anyway, so that's okay. Hunting shapeshift being bugged during holiday events, not the multiple lovely events that they give us. Well, they fixed the bugs. Well, yeah, they fixed the bug where the ghost couldn't shapeshift when it was an event ghost. They fixed that, I think, during the Easter event. If I remember that correctly. How does the default spot on Woodwind work if the tree is there? The default spot? What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, for the bone. Oh. Where is the default spawn for the bone? I don't remember where it is on Tanglewood. I don't know. I don't run into problems on Tanglewood with that very much. The bone is a tree topper? That'd be funny. That would be pretty funny. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, what time is it? We're good. We can do more. We can do another random. Oh, I have ads coming again. Shit. Oh, on Woodwind, it's where the Christmas tree is. Maybe they created a boundary where it pushes it outside of the default spot. That's a very good point. I know that spot for sure. Yeah, normally where the default spawn is on Woodwind, there's a tree right there. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna run ads, friends. We do 3 minutes every hour. I'm gonna run them real quick and then we'll get back into it. 3 minutes. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I haven't thought about it because I haven't run into a problem with it. Like, I haven't had a time where I haven't been able to find the bone. So I just don't even think about it. Good night, Copper. Good luck, friend. I know you're having problems. I hope that everything goes well. Good night, Kari. Don't like ads? Get Turbo. Is there always a bone? Yeah. 100% of the time there's a bone. Even if you make it a custom game, it doesn't matter what kind of a custom game you do. There is 100% every single time a bone. Now, is it possible that that bone might spawn somewhere you might not be able to get it? That's possible. Unlikely, but absolutely possible because it happens. Unless it glitches somewhere, which we've had. I mean, we've seen it on stream. You haven't seen a floating bone on Woodwind since the last patch, so maybe they fixed the bone. Oh, maybe. Maybe they changed the way that the bone spawns in general. Maybe it doesn't have like a one singular default spot. Maybe it goes to multiple. I don't know. That's just a guess. The mysterious willow garage bone? Yeah. Yeah. Can it get moved? No, the ghost cannot interact with the bone. Which is, I mean, I don't know. I guess if you would say it's funny, but the bone is supposed to be from the ghost. So, I don't know if that changes anything. Where the bone was in the tub. Oh, yeah. You mean the old Bleasdale? Oh, yeah. That's when we were doing some of our last runs on the old Bleasdale. And the bone was in the tub in a spot where I was this close to not being able to get it. Doing random all night. I am now. We started off with Tango, but then we decided to do random. Yeah. Seen the bone quite often outside the white tent on Woodwind. Sheesh. You saw someone get stuck in the tub? Oh, shit. The ghost should be able to eat the bone. No, it should not. Absolutely not. If it could, that would suck. It would yeet it to a spot where you wouldn't be able to get it. I have a love-hate relationship with the bone. I think it's pointless. I wish that they would remove it. I also think that it's pointless. If we see it, we get it. I typically don't go out of the way to do it or to get it, but recently, I don't know. We do sometimes. Platypus. Thank you for the prime, dude. Yeah, I would go for more perfect games if there was no bone involved. For sure. Tried doing the event on Woodwind, but my ghost kept moving between the campfire activity and kitchen. Yeah, it sucks. That sucks. 10 ads in 5 minutes. How is it possible? Well, I do 3 minutes of ads every hour. So that's why it's possible. Because if you're monetized on Twitch, you have ads running no matter what. So the way that I run them here is I run them 3 minutes an hour. So that way there's no ads for an entire hour. And we're able to play games without having to worry about ads, even if you're not subbed or don't have turbo. But other people that have ads running for them by default, the second you join their stream, if you don't have a sub or you don't have turbo, you're hit with ads the second you join, which means you might join in the middle of a game where there's something important happening. So that's why it's possible. That's why. All right, where are we going? To random again. Speaking of Woodwind, what is the lore of Pam again? Long story short, on the old asylum, there was a room. There was a room that had UV on the walls that I don't remember exactly what it said, but it said something about going to get better at some place, and it mentioned Sunny Meadows. They tried to almost fool us and say, no, that's not going to be a thing. It's just a random name. It's literally the name of the map that we have now. And then they added Sunny Meadows, and they have a bunch of lore throughout that map. If you travel around, basically anywhere that you find a blood spot in that map has to do with that ghost. That's why. So there's a lot to be found. I would just do a lap around that map and you should be able to find it. Hi, Mr. Song. Oh, by the way, Mayor, hold on. Hold on. I didn't even check this yet. Shit. I thought I fixed it. Never mind. I'll try again later. I wanted to try and do it live so I could see it, and it didn't work. That's fine. The song command. Yeah, I thought that I had to like relog into it to fix it, and it looked like it was fixed. It's not fixed. I'll try again later. It's okay. Yeah. All right. No Orbeez. That's fine. There's a lot of blood around Sunny. There certainly is. There certainly is. All right, let's bring you. Let's bring you. It's raining, so I'm actually going to drop this on the ground and bring the parabolic. That's the way. DC's the way. How do you play Phas on VR? By having a VR. And then playing it on Steam. What does she hates us? Oh, Pam? Oh, yeah. She has a lot of reasons to hate a lot of people. Ew. Damn, bro, it's not that funny. Is that in blue or is that over there? I don't know. I'm not sold. Oh yeah, and PSVR. Yeah, you're right. There will be a test later. Thank you. No, yeah, I'm gonna look into it again. I did before stream, and it looked like it was fine, but apparently not. Apparently that's a lie. Let's. Temps are gonna be tricky. You know what? F that. Let's do this instead. So, you thought you saw orbs? Did you? Really? Well, let me check again. Maybe it popped out of the blue tent and I didn't see it. I wasn't looking when it happened. Tarzay, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Well, now I can't see shit. We'll go check this way. Ooh, you're over here. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? I see my breath. I see my breath. Put that there. Yeah, it's raining. It's an outside one, which is great. Did I say great? I mean awful. Hey, Nad. Happy New Year. Where are you? Are you here? All right, probably not. Let's get more stuff. It does wrap around, but I can see where the ghost is walking based on the motion sensors. So it's a little bit easier to track our little ghosty. That way I can check for spirit box and know for sure. But it never hurts to try and do spirit box again later. It doesn't hurt. A little line of sight. Turn those on. Been sticking over here, right? Now the motion sensors aren't going off at all. No hiding in there. Great. Awesome. Love it. There you are. There you are, my little friend. Book has still not been... Well, that was mean. Always have trouble with room boundaries on Woodwind. Fair enough, because the room boundaries kind of suck on Woodwind. That's why you have trouble with them. Yeah, they're not very fun. Saw the bone. I wasn't even looking for the bone. How dare it? I agree. There's room boundaries on this map? What the? We'll watch it like this for a second. If I need to, I can always put more around the backside around Lover's Bench. Especially if it's staying back there even more. Man, I think tomorrow morning we don't have shit to do, which is awesome. Nothing? Okay. Let's take one of those to be safe. I'm going to grab another one of these and another one of these. Like Maple Lodge, the Easter eggs are fun and the vibe is nice. Maple Lodge is great. Maple Lodge is a great map. Am I going to stream tomorrow? No, because I don't stream on Saturdays. Dan, thank you so much for the 2 months. Welcome back. Hello. Oh, I was going to bring a camera. Son of a bitch. Man. I done messed up, Aaron. All right, let's get more stuff. Oh, I'm very well aware of where you can hide, Sparks. I do appreciate the help, though. Thanks. Thank you. Can you still get Phantom Dot Ghost Photo? Yes. Yes, you can. All right, Ghosty, where's your walking pattern right now? Let's walk. Let's look at it like this. Hey, Brenda, how are you? Someone's first message on YouTube was, I'm got banned. No, I'm got banned twice. Idiot. See, it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sorry, that just made me laugh. It the message popped up and it was gone. Yeah, I read every chat. What do you mean? Hey, Pumpkin, what's up? Bye, have a great time. Bloops. Oh my God, Bloops, thank you for the subs, dude. Like the AOL, you got mail. Come on. I literally have no evidence from this piece of poop. From this piece of poop. I did turn off my power. Oh, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be freezing or something. Let's go like this. Gosh dang it. Panda Gamer, hello friend. How was your stream? Okay. All right. Bloops, thank you so much, man. Watch. This is what it's going to be. The two things I haven't brought over here yet. Yeah. What map should you play? High school. Solo. Blindfolded. Backwards. Enjoy. No freezing. Okay. Can you set the motion sensors off, please? What? Oh, I can say it again if you want. High school, blindfolded, backwards. Yeah. I hope that helps. Hey! Did someone in chat just say hold my beer as he threw that at me? Yeah, there's footsies. What is with the ghost walking patterns? What is this shit? Look at this. He said, I should play. No, you shouldn't play Roblox. Allow me to solve your problem for you. You shouldn't play it. Yeah, don't support a platform that catapults pedophiles to the top. He threw the beer. He did throw the beer. He doesn't like me very much. That's okay. I don't like him either. Paul Martinez. Paul Martinez. It's breaking its own ankles. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what it's hiding from me. What catapults? Oh, Roblox. The platform that doesn't care that they exist to be there. That one. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's the end of our TED Talk. Just don't play it. If I can influence you to do anything today, it's to not do that. There you go. Enjoy. Doing high school? Are you doing it blindfolded and backwards? Because if not, you've failed me. And I'm disappointed. Oh, Goryo is on the list. Oh, man. Oh, there's not even a Mare Phoenix. There's no ghost here. Oh, hi, Queen. Lame. Lame. It might be. It's just maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just not showing them on the other side. We'll watch from over here. It's not giving me the second piece of evidence, whatever it is. Yeah, it might be Goryo. I don't know. Don't be fooled by the thing popping up for motion sense. We need to actually see dots. Just finished season 4 of Stranger Things for the first time, and now I'm not okay. Lots of tears. Wish me luck. You know what? I feel like the aftermath of Stranger Things is like when people heard what was happening to Tanglewood. So many people were like upset, want something to be different, blah, blah, blah. And I'm either was excited for it or am excited for it or was just absolutely pleased. I thought it was, do I think that there are things that they could have done better? Of course I do. But I still really enjoyed it. People let the smallest things in my mind destroy everything that they loved about the show. And I think that sucks. I watched somebody's clip about it, and it was a really, really great take where they said it allowed them to feel like a kid again with the way that the show was ran. And they stopped focusing so hard on being critical and it living up to a certain standard based on now. And I couldn't agree more. I enjoyed everything about it. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend. The wife and I watched the finale. We finished the finale at like 2:30 in the morning. We were like, listen, we might as well just do it. We got to get it over with. Because if we don't do it now, I can't scroll social media or post anything, because if I go to social media, it's going to be spoiled. So F it. We're just going to watch it. So we did. It was great. I enjoyed. A lot of great endings. But of course they could have, of course. There's going to be the, what if they, I wish that, well, if it's, no, I don't care. We're going to watch all of season 5 tomorrow on Sunday, at least before I go back to school. Nice. I have no dots, man. Unless this ghost is really, really hiding it. I don't know. And it's been in this area long enough that it's if it's freezing, it should be freezing. It kicked my power again, though. Is Honto on the board? I mean, Flash is from Ontario, Switzerland, the eastern coast. EMF 5. Is Shade on the board? Well, no, Shade's not even there. Yeah, Shade's not even there. If a Shade was a possibility, then yes, maybe. Kicking the power multiple times. Kind of giving me some Haunter vibes. But no freezing. Remember what I said about checking Spirit Box multiple times? Watch this be Spirit Box. I swear to God. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you close? Are you near? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? What the f— I don't know what the second piece of evidence is. It can't be, my second piece can't be writing, I believe. I had writing down, yes, and then it threw it. It threw it because I had it here and it upper chucked it. Trick question. Maybe it's EMF 5 and maybe I'm just not getting enough interactions to where it's giving me the 5-er. All right, new idea. Let's go get Firelight. Let's try. That's why I hate Woodwind. I know. We do our best. It's usually not, I don't know. It's not that bad for me when it's not raining. The rain, I just get annoyed by the sound. Oh, hi. Hey, I don't want it. No, thank you. I will pass. Thank you. I'm good, thanks. First stream on Twitch before I watch the videos. Well, welcome in. Hello. Whoops. I heard that. That was a tent flap. Okay. Come on. Ghost fart? Where? There it is. Run. Not today, Satan. Yeah, it's just having to listen to it. Yeah. So that's an EMF 4 based on the ghost event we just had. Ghostie's here. Jeez, that scared me a little bit. So aggressive. I might just make it hunt. All these EMFs, not a single 5. Unless it's being really stingy with the freezing for some dumb reason, it's not giving it to me, which, I mean, you know, Faz has been known to do. Is there an Easter egg card for Sunny? No. Another EMF. I mean, the ghost has been over here the entire time. Right? The entire time. What if it's Goryo dots and it just is not doing it? Oh, another ghost fart. You son of a bitch. No, god dang it. There we go. All right, let's try that again. Added a command for the poem. The Old Asylum. Oh, thank you, song. I can never remember what it said on the walls. And you can't even go look at that now. You have to go look at old videos for that, right? Had buggy dots before? Many times. I have had dots where the ghost shows up for like a frame and then disappears and it ended up being a Goryo. But then the next hunt, every single dot that was a Goryo, it was normal. I don't know. The white noise after the programs went off on the TV. Oh, snow? I think I might just make it hunt. At this point, there's not much I can do. We've tried everything. I've tried Spirit Box. It's not giving me freezing. All those EMFs, no 5ers. Has Slendy blessed us? I don't know. I don't think so. Not on this one. He's not back there. He's not over there. No, he's not here. Nope. What's my hiding situation looking like? Damn. It's going to be all the little tents, isn't it? What do I have, like one hiding spot? Jesus Christ! Get out of inside of me, you sicko! Hey, did you know you can hide in the little tent? Wait, what? Song, you could have told me sooner. Oh, my sanity is tanked. I can't even light all those. We're men in tights. Thought he was going to start hunting inside of you. Yeah, I thought the same exact thing. So my sanity is wrecked currently. There we go. Num num. Num num. It might eat the other one too, which is fine. We'll just take it away from it. We're men in tights. Is mimic an option? I don't have orbs. No orbs. Hidden orbs? I mean, mimic can't hide orbs. I wonder if it's hunting. Oh, it's hunting. This seems about as average gets, dude. Yeah, I've got ultraviolet and that's it. That's all it's given us. It's also been in this area like the entire time. I'm about to go Goryo and leave. The thing is, you can't be in the room to get the frickin'... Okay, hold on. I have a camera here, right? Do I have a camera on the other side? Tool, have a good night. Someone thought earlier that they thought that they saw orbs. Where? Yeah, adorable. F off. Look, I have this camera and this camera. In the first camera, when you arrived, the orbs were on the right side. And you're 100% that you saw orbs. Let me do a quick pan. I also did not see them. I'm 100% I think I saw orbs. All right. 60% of the time, it works every time. Do you know if they could be hiding on the other side of the bench? That's what this is. So by me watching this cam, we can see both of these cameras at the same time and see if anything is coming up. And we have nothing happening. The ghost is in the same spot. It has not gone anywhere. Still there. My guess as of right now is we have a bugged out Goryo. I'm not 100% on that because these are the ghosts that we have available to us. Hey, Alina, how are you? Hey, Nettie, Happy New Year. How are you? F you, I'm not helping you. Yeah, jerk. That's a normal speed ghost right there. German man, thank you for the subs, homie. I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing. Wait, take the power. Fuck it. Let's go turn it back on. So gaining speed, line of sight, blah 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 blah. We'll check temps again after this. Maybe it's just taken 15 years for it to freeze. Go with the gut. The gut is saying Goryo. But, yeah, the ghost has been here the entire time. Nope. Maybe it hates the dot placement. Maybe it's like, nope, I'm not going to give it to you while it's placed on the ground like that. I don't know. Try like that. And then maybe I take these and I put them like that. I don't know. You got me, man. Category that took 15 minutes for the dude. It has taken it. I can't tell you how long that we've been certain that this thing is a freaking Goryo because it's not giving me anything else. Let's see what happens now. It could mean nothing, but I took the dots off the floor and I put them on the posts. Let's just see if something happens. German man, thank you again for the subs, dude. Thank you. Seen a lot of the shorts. Welcome in, Curb. Managed to eat dinner the entire time. Wait for something to happen? Yeah. You can probably get a nap in while you're at it, too. It would hold the evidence for me, so I'd sit and wait and eventually assume it was a stinky and guess Goryo. That's literally what I'm about to do. Yeah. But you want to understand why. Like, a Goryo is supposed to show its dots more than other ghosts. Bring back the elevator music. I should use my disconnect music for that. So, like, we know based on what it's doing right now, what ghost it's not. It's not shape-shifting. It's normal. No, it's loud. It's not acting like a demon. I mean, it's not throwing like a Pulte, right? So, what do we know that it can't be? We know that we don't have writing or orbs. We're not getting freezing. This would get rid of a demon. Because all three evidence, we're not getting... We have ultraviolet, but we're not getting freezing or writing. Because freezing isn't happening. Right? And what's a Pulte? Spirit box and writing. I'm not getting spirit box. That would eliminate the Pulte. That literally would leave us with a Goryo. Messed up the last update. Changed it from 50%. Yeah, just made it less. Yeah. I think we're going to have to. I'm just going to go Goryo. I was really hoping it would eventually show. But I think that something's wrong. In my opinion, I think something's wrong. Well, for me, I wanted to see it just for me. You know what I mean? Like, to be able to sit here like this and see it myself would be great. Because then it's like, oh, confirmed. We saw the dots. But if it's, no matter what, if it's not a Goryo, we're not getting the second piece of evidence, whatever it is. It's just not doing it. So whatever. If it's a confirmed Goryo, then I would love for them to say, hey, there's something wrong with the dots. Oh yeah, we've been screwed over by many a Goryo as well. Oh my God, I can't believe it. There's no way it was a Goryo. There were so many dots. It's really annoying when you just, you wanted to show up so you can show others. Like, hey, this is how you do this. It's really hard to show people how to do certain things when it just doesn't work. How long was that with no dots? 30 minutes. I had dots I put dots down in that room and we started checking cams probably within the first 5 to 10 minutes. At least you have evidence to submit as an issue. Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Irma Gerd is correct. So much GERD. Can you believe it? Must have been, I think Song's right. They must have updated it to remove the dots completely. Just to really screw with you. Sons of bitches. Sons of bitches. Hold. What's the music? This music is Stream Beats. It's lo-fi. Stream Beats lo-fi. Yeah, I'm gonna work on the music command to figure out why it's being a butt and try to fix it. You know, I think the mod said that they were gonna try to help too. Phoenix and Mare and Song. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. One of us will figure it out for sure. Did my very first 2 evidence solo the other day. Guessed correctly out of like 5 options it could have been. Satisfied? Hell yeah, it was a Jin. Very nice. Maybe the Goryo dots was just, oh, I hate your face. What stuff? The song command that I have. I have a song command that usually pulls what song is currently playing for the stream, but it's just, it's being a jerk face. I'm sure we'll figure it out. All right, another random. Ooh, punch right to the nads. Right to the gonads. Oh, and it's raining. Oh, I hate you. Even worse. Man. If this ghost is at the top, we're leaving. Be very clear. This is how we're doing this. If it's at the top, I'm not staying. We are leaving. Melodic, thank you for the raid. Welcome in. Absolutely not happening. From a Goryo that didn't give me dots to Point Hope. Be in the bathroom. Be in the bathroom. Be in the bathroom. Hey, Melodic, how's it going? It's good. Oh, the power's here though. Okay. All right, good start. Good start. Even if it's a Dio, if the ghost is all the way at the top, play the dock song. We leave. When I say the top, I mean like the top 2 rooms. If it's in one of those, we're out of here. We're out of here. But I hope your games were good. Ours are okay. We did have a Goryo that gave us 0 dots, which was fun. And when I say fun, I mean awful. I also rarely play on Point Hope. It has nothing to do with, it has everything to do with the design of the map being vertical. The map itself, the rooms are awesome. The assets, great. Love it all. Hate how vertical this map is. And I think what it is it's always getting the room up top. Always getting the ghost up top here. Like, I'd say 90% of the time, it's in the top 2 rooms for me. But we will see. Bye. Oh. Anything above the kid bedroom? Deuces. I normally would play. I'm just not in the mood to do that right now. It's damn near close enough to the top. Yeah, we're out of here. It was good. Debut stream. Oh, nice. And then Splatoon. Had funny games. Oh, nice. How well's it been? It's been good. It has been good. We are trying to get over whatever super flu stuff is going around. And it's honestly, while yes, not feeling the greatest, it's been a nice distraction. What if it threw something at the front door as you're leaving? Then it would be the nicest little ghosty that ever did ghosty. I'm going to give it 10 seconds. Okay. That's enough for me. Only game put hope was a demon in the second to the top floor. Couldn't make it back up after going down. You lose a lot of sanity with one lap going up and back down. You lose a lot of sanity. It sucks. So long. Have a wonderful time. Based on how the light is reflecting off the moon and the spinnies and the stuff and the things, that is for sure a Moroi. Gregorio again, you shut your damn mouth when you're talking to me. Twins, we'll see. I'm also, by the way, I'm also going to fix, I say fix, I'm going to update the ghost guessing and stuff too. Oh, another Galu. Oh, sad. We leave. Sad. It wouldn't have been as fun though. It wouldn't have been as enjoyable if I had to go all the way up there and do that shit. Absolutely not. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Good luck, everyone else. Yeah, seriously. Had the G part at least? Okay. Yeah. All right, let's try that again. Watch it now be high school? No, restricted. I like a good restricted. I swear to God.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare a call.
I will do restricted. I swear to God. No. I'm so sick of it raining on every map I play. I'm so tired of it. I'll take it.
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the investigation. There's been no reports of violence or sightings, but please remain careful.
Bonus orbs. We have bonus orbs. Which means we go straight up evidence in this bitch. Oh my. The game doesn't want flash to uninstall. It's like, fine, here. Here, take this, leave us alone. I'll take bonus orbs any day of the week. Touch the door. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Check, please. Where are you? Are you here? Oh, that'd have been some shit. Hello? Are you here? Do the thing. Ding, 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 ding. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Damn. Okay. We're sorry for our past Oreos. Please accept these bonus orbs. Could be freezing temps. Let's bring in both of these just to be safe. Speaking of being safe. Kid, you are too short to be at the reception desk. Get out of here. Get out of here. They couldn't even see over the counter. Okay. Stop playing around, kid. How are they reaching the bell? They're jumping up and hitting it. Look, bing. Damn kids. Oh. All right, let's do... Now, this can't be a ghost room, but it can spawn there. So you want to be careful, SpongeBob. No freezing. I haven't been able to do an official UV check. I have a feeling it's going to be UV. Let's get the juice on. You haven't had a ghost up here? I don't get them up here very often. Home Alone. Home Alone at Sunny Meadows. You guys give up, or are you thirsty for more? All right. Well, you're doing a lot of walking around here-ish. Let's try that. Footies. See, we would have known it was the little shit because of the little feet. Did you know that the footprints are actually smaller when you have the child ghost? When it's Toothy McToothface, the footprints are actually smaller. So you will know that you have that ghost model. Gross indeed. Banshee, Hantu, Obake can't be you. So this is a Banshee or an Obake. Oh, possible Banshee? We did have a singer. My first event was a singing event. I'm just saying. Same with handprints? I think so. Doesn't it have little handprints too? No, it's a female ghost. The little Toothy McToothface is a female ghost. I'm not afraid anymore. The name is Carol Anderson. Banshee scream. Oh wait, let me turn these dots off. That's useless. Banshee scream in 3, 2, 1. Hey Shawshank, welcome in. Little hands, my only weakness. Connies. Can it also be a mimic due to orbs? Technically speaking, yes. But I would also need to get freezing or spirit box, and I'm not getting either. So is it possible that it's freezing and it's just super delayed? Yes. Right now we're kind of banking on it not doing that. So we'll be hopeful. Yeah, when you have a mimic, you're going to have orbs. And so it's not funny. So with a mimic, you will have an extra piece of evidence. So on Nightmare, you get 2 pieces of evidence. If it's a mimic, you'll have 3 because you'll have orbs and the 2 other pieces. Because the orbs for the mimic are not real. Are you a banshee? Maybe it's Obake. Just by chance had a singing event, right? Okay, let's do this instead. Let's try this way. Let's do a little banshee. Let's do a little banshee check. I use the UV. There was 2 fingers on the light switch. Does that mean something? Yeah. If you have 2 fingers, one on each side of the switch, it means it's an Obake. Or it's a mimic mimicking an Obake. Now with a Banshee, you're not going to get that EMF 2 when it stalks you like you would with a Phantom. But it feels like it's coming over to us a lot. I don't know. Where I'm standing is not a ghost room. Over there's a ghost room. Where I am is not. Oh, sorry. because I'm hopeful for a banshee. It doesn't mean it's going to be. I don't know. I feel like getting the banshee scream has been very few and far between for me. But look, it's coming directly to me. What's your best advice to get out of tier 1 items? Level up early? To level up early on after prestige? I mean, the best thing you can do is high difficulty runs as fast as you can. No, the Sunny Meadows is not an event map. See, it doing 0 screams after all this time could be a lazy banshee, or it could be an obake. But look, it's coming over to me, directly to me each time. Yeah, or 6 feet, right? Or 6 fingers exactly. Okay, let's do another test then. Let's do the salt test. Give me. Give me. Gamer fan, thank you for the biddies, friend. Charmer, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Let's do a little check with some salt. All right, go for a walk. I don't know. Seems like a bit of a jump. What I'm checking for right now is to see if it decides to leave a big old gap between its footsteps, meaning it decided not to leave a footprint, which is possible. I'll give it some space. I'll give it some space to breathe. Here, we'll do a 2 for a test. All those look pretty normal, honestly. You think this is just a lazy bones? It hasn't messed with any doors. Like, I can't check it for that at all. If it does leave a gap, then that means it's an obake. Yeah, but look at these doors. Like, the ghost is not messing with them at all. Here. Let's just, I don't know. I need... It's hard to say. Yeah, the obake can choose not to leave UV. That is correct. Like, it's walking like it's drunk, but beyond that, though, it's been leaving footies every time. This is restricted. It's not the full. So it's technically a medium-sized map. Like, that gap is questionable, dude. I don't know. I'm not sold on either ghost right now. What I could do is just make it hunt and then watch it and see if it shapeshifts. But I like to try to see if I can figure it out before it even hunts. That way you have new ways to test the ghost before it actually hunts. But might have to be the way. Might have to be the way. Because if it's a banshee, it's just a lame-o. Although, I don't know. The last Goryo we had sucked. Do the obake prints fade faster? Yes, they do. I don't know about the footprints. You think it's a wraith? Nailed it. Nailed it. Cute. The options? Banshee Obake, unless it finally is freezing. Which it is not. Negative. And the ghost has been here the entire time. F this. F the. You know what? We're putting it. Let's put you over here. Was that not a Banshee scream? I don't think so. That wasn't a Banshee scream, was it? Raising the roof. What up, homie? Oh, hey. Who's this guy? Oh, hey. Yeah, that's a normal scream. The ghost has not touched any of those doors. You know what I could do? You know what I could do? Hold on. Drop this bitch. Give me you. Yeah, but I tried Spirit Box all over top, like all over the ghost, and it wasn't giving it to me. What if I bring you this? If it walks all the way to that, then we can be sold on a Banshee. Turning off the lights doesn't change that. No. I'll probably have to come back and get these, and that's okay. Did it just set that one off over here? It's over here now. You Banshee piece of shit. Look at this. Look at this. What an absolute a-hole. What space do I have? Oh, I can't. A Banshee's not going to go across floors. Wow. Wow. Maybe it just wants hugs. Maybe it's an a-hole. Let me go get a crucifix real fast. Oh, now you want to touch the door, you jerkhole? That's the first door this ghost has touched, by the way. Side note. I think the tier 3 temp should automatically read temps. Absolutely. Agreed. It should. You should not have to hold it down. It should automatically go just like the old one used to. So, that's a mimicking a Banshee. I'd be pissed. I'd be a little upsetty spaghetti. Okay. Hi. So it is setting off the motion sensors up at the front. We're going to see if it sets this off. Okay. Hey, Daisy. If it sets this off for a ghost to roam from all the way over there, all the way to here, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen unless it's a ghost that's stalking you or that's teleported. Oh, look, it's here. I can't believe it. That's crazy. No way. What could it be? See how it's blowing out all these candles now? Not a single Banshee scream. Not one. Kind of waiting for it, but I don't know. Do I have two ghosts in a row that will not give me the most obvious things that make it that ghost? It's a Romeo Bake. I'll be so mad. Nightmare's 2 pieces of evidence. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Malice, how are you? When was the last time I was insta hunted by a demon? It's been a while. We know where you are, jerkhole. We just need you to do the thing that says what ghost you are. Like, is this something else? Is this actually broken? Or is it just chance, you know? Because if it's broken, I want to find out so that way I can report it and say, hey, there's a problem. If it's really this bad that you have to wait this long to get a Banshee scream, come on. Oh shit, it's Twitch support. Oh, we're never going to get help. Oh, we are screw-ed. Nina, thank you for the raid. Hello. What if it is? What if it's like, well, if you're standing in the light, we're just not even going to let the ghost do its Banshee scream. Okay, here. Now do it. Yeah, no Goryo dots, which is not even an ability. No Banshee scream. Wish Faz would let you play the bigger maps with more people. I would just like to see what it would be like to have 6 people instead of 4, just because it would be fun. Return the parabolic. You know what? Watch. I'm going to go get the other one. Watch it work immediately. All right, which one was that one? That was the one to the left. All right, this is the one to the right. Could the ghost be something else? It stalked me all the way to the chapel. Yeah. Six people in Tanglewood would be hilarious. Everybody be bumping elbows. It'd be really funny. Oh, ads are about to start, by the way, friends. Just a heads up. You're not going to miss anything because it's not like it's going to do anything anyway. You know, like it's the principle of the matter where like, I just want it to happen. Just to be like, you see how long it took, you know? And it hunts. Like, okay. Just to show, right? Just to show, I'm going to go all the way over here. I'm going to go all the way over here. What we're going to do, I'm going to take that motion sensor and I'm going to go all the way, the furthest that I can go on the same floor, which is probably going to be like over here. Okay. By the piano. That's going to be the furthest I can get. Think they're going to add player collision? I don't think so. The main reason I don't think so is because it would definitely be something that's used maliciously. This mother effer's in the church. It's in the chapel right now. This is going to go off. Ever since Nels, we've had a constant string of bugs. Like when the Pulte wasn't doing its ability. It's just, it feels like the ghosts give up. That's the issue, is it feels like the ghosts are just not doing anything. Okay, so it's back over there. Is there a range from where a ghost can stalk you? So it depends on the ghost. The Phantom can stalk you anywhere. It does not matter. You could be all the way in restricted in the goo room, and then the ghost could be all the way on the male side in the day room. The Phantom could stalk you all the way from there. If it's a Banshee, the Banshee can only stalk you on the same floor, or it can stalk you to the main floor if it's in an attic or a basement. Ghost is right here on top of us. Like, if anything, this is just like testing and proof to say, hey, just having a ball. Oh no, enjoy yourself, you little shit. Not a single banshee scream. Not one. Not a one. It's not. Okay, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. If it's not a banshee, touche. You got me good. If it is, I'm very curious to see how long this match was. Can a wraith teleport to you from different floors? A wraith can teleport to you anywhere on the map. Anywhere. The difference between a stalk and the teleport is the stalk, the ghost has to make that path all the way to you and walk it. A teleport, the ghost can instantly be right on top of you, no matter where you are. A banshee. 23 minutes. I'd say staring down the parabolic for at least 20 of those minutes, not a single banshee scream. But apparently it used its ability once. That was fun. You're about to see a YouTube video come out that says, is this game broken? Fucking try me. Try me. Does that change the ghost room? What's that? Does what change the ghost room? Maybe you'll get Goryo dots with this banshee. Listen. I love this game. I love the developer. I love the team. I have zero problems pointing out when there is a problem. Because I think not just for me, but for you guys, you deserve to have somebody that is willing to go forward and say, hey, this is shit, or hey, this is a problem. And there's a few of us that definitely have zero problems doing that. I have no problem pointing out when there is a problem. I also have no problem praising when I think something is awesome. But you need to be honest. Why not use tier 2? Because I prefer it. It's preference. Yeah, I think it's better in my opinion than the tier 3 version. Love seeing the progression. We know they'll fix the bugs, but well, it's when all of a sudden there's like new ones. It's when there's like, oh, they added something or changed something, and then a bunch of shit is a problem now. It's like, okay, now we're back to square one again. Okay, endless features. Tom sending a detailed message 2 seconds after his key binding. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Tips on how to detect a ghost with dots instead of waiting for 20 minutes. Sometimes I think I'm doing something wrong. The best thing you can do to check for dots is to understand where the ghost is walking around, where it's roaming, and then putting dots down to follow that path. So if you know the ghost is in Tanglewood and it's walking around from the nursery to the hallway, put dots in the nursery, put dots in the hallway, stick a camera in both, watch both cameras from the truck, and you can see both at the same time. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What was the ghost? Oh, it was a banshee. Confirmed. Banshee confirmed. Yeah. You should watch a FlashForce video on YouTube. He's pretty good. Learn a lot from him. Y'all kind of look alike too. Oh, I'll check him out. He sounds nice. He sounds delectable. Hi, Karoma. First time watching something from Twitch. Welcome in, dude. He's okay. Yeah, I'll take okay any time of the day. All right. I can't have it happen like that. I can't end it like that. All right. Event map. John Sherman. John Sherman. We need a firelight incense parabolic. I'm going as side quest man. L7 weenie. Let's do parabolic firelights. Do I want to cleanse immediately? You know what? I do. We're gonna knock every single one of these damn things out of there. Let's do it. Do I play with others YouTuber or subscribers? I play with viewers. I have a viewer day. And I play with other people that have YouTubes. Yes. Yeah. Complete the event? I didn't do all my upgradables. Not for the trophies, no. Not yet. You've never played with us, clearly. Well, obviously. Man, in a way, like, it sucked earlier, us trudging forward and doing all the moving stuff, but I'm really glad we're done. I'm really glad that it's finished. Ghosty, will you make a peep? As I say, if I walk in and get a Banshee screen immediately, I swear to God, dude. You never played? Well, Mr. Song, you were supposed to have started streaming already. So explain yourself. Why is it that that sound is not, like, the parabolic doesn't do shit? You notice that? Let me find another one. Can I find another one? Hello? Hello? Okay. What the hell? Now I'm not going to find any? Song stream when? I know. He said he was going to start. Think he might be full of porky pies. I don't know. Oh, I see my breath. Here, that's for you. Blow that out, please. Perhaps very soon, now that I have my second monitor finally working. Let's go. Songs. Oh, I can see my breath in the hallway too. What, is there one box in this whole damn thing? The one time I want to check it? Man. He's a lot of talk, waiting to see the action. Agreed upon. Is that a partially open door? No, it's fully open. Okay. Technically, you did just walk. Well, technically, this is not dude's house. Like he passed, other people took it over, and then he was mean and wanted to take it back. So he's a re-squatter. Whose song? Is that a band? No. It's a streaming service we used to get music off of all the time. You know, SoundCloud. Kind of like LimeWire. Tips level up faster? Yeah. High difficulties as fast as you can without dying. Napster? Yeah. Same thing. Yeah, it's like the same thing. Okay, are you done talking to me now? Is this over? Why? I see my breath kind of everywhere around here. Hey. Are you saying he's a bunch of viruses? I'm saying that he could be any of them. I hope that helps. Song. Did you do that from the hallway, you little heathen? Hello? What if I just hit this right now? All right. Napster gave your family computer so many viruses. Man, I do remember having the family computer. The family computer was always a funny one. I would pull pranks on my mom and I would put really inappropriate photos as the wallpaper so that whenever she went to go use the computer, she had to see it. That was a blast. You just screensaver the screen and the second she turns it on, it was the best. All right, well, let's find out what you are. let's do that. Let's do that. I kind of want to check the temps though, so let's do this. Yeah. Add a little spice to the computer. Yeah. Like mini discs? Did you ever download stuff to a mini disc? Never had. I don't think I ever had an issue either. Like I don't remember ever having any viruses. Definitely used LimeWire and Napster. All right. Am I okay? It's like it's cold everywhere. Like what the? Miss burning CDs. I was just talking earlier, Neon. Okay, yeah, it's cold AF here. I was just talking earlier about how I really want to take movies, current day movies, and put them on VHSs. Interesting. So that might happen at some point. Just for funsies. Put not safe for work in the folder. Oh no. I would put not safe for work photos as the wallpaper. My mom would come home and oh, there's another one. Gosh dang it, it's having a seat. We'll use the parabolic on it. I remember there was one time I put a image of some guy that had elephantitis on his balls as the wallpaper. And I just remember being downstairs in the living room waiting. And then I just hear this muffled scream coming from my mom who just turned the computer on. You just hear this muffled, what the fuck? Oh, she was a great lady. What do you even Google for that? Exactly what I said, which is probably not advisable. Oh, Jesus Christ, hammer time. Stop it. I see what you're doing. I mean, I saw what you're doing. Leave me alone. You a Pulte? Do I have any evidence right now at all? Ooh, I have writing. Ooh. Ooh. W Mom, she was so funny. She was the best. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Where you at? What it be? What it do? Ultraviolet ghostwriting. Well, we have the ghost. I mean, ultraviolet could be the possibility. Let me go get UV. Someone really judged me when I said I still had my VCR and box of VHSs. Because they're a piece of shit. Sorry. Was that rude? Somebody judged you because you said you had VHSs? How dare they? They probably picked their nose. Nerd. Hey, Bronco, welcome in. All right, let's do this. Let's do that. I've been really worried about perfect games as much. I was more worried about objectives and finding out the ghosty. Yeah, that'll do. That'll do. No, Jotter, there's no Twitch drops anywhere. Yeah. I don't know if somebody told you that there were any. There's not. F that dude. Only that kind of negativity? Absolutely not. And what are you doing here? There's no time for snacks, booba. Mary Poppins of VHS? Hell yeah. So much you broke the tape. Get another one. You deserve it. What? You're... Oh, there you are. And think of the 2 months. F that mannequin, right? Would you get back down here so I can check for UV, you turd? Come on, walk. Walk in that. Leave UV. We call it a Pulte. I put stuff in a pile and you throw it. Well, you can't be a mayor. That's fine. The ghost fart? Or is that a normal switch? Uh-oh. You little shit. All right. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? I'd say no. What? Oh, it's so close. I don't have any dots down. Oh no. I was so sold on a Pulte, it's probably dots. God dang it. Are mares more likely to turn the breaker box? No. Mares have nothing to do with the breaker box. You know what? F this, I'm just gonna hit it. Oh, what the hell? Nothing to do with it at all. But there is some weird thing that has been tested by people, some trusted people, where if there is an EMF that goes off at the, like if the lights flicker and then there's an EMF that goes off at the switch, but nothing happens, like there's no sounds, there's no anything, then it can't be a mare. I have wondered forever what the hell it meant when you got that EMF, but it's the only thing we know of. It's the only thing that has been said, like, this is what it does. Does anyone remember the Orange Rugrats VHS? Oh, we were just talking about that. I got like 8 of them today. Yeah. Each episode came on a separate VHS, and I got like almost 10 of them today. I'm gonna bring an extra smudge because I fear for my life. Was that the purple one? The purple one? No, 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 orange. No, 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 they were orange. Right, Booba? You get it. Scooby-Doo Zombie Island. Oh my god, I have the Rugrats in Paris one. I have that. I have a strong feeling it's going to be Dudeskies. I've got a feeling. So many VHS Disney movies and Hollywood video cards. Oh my god. Yeah, I've got Disney movie wise, I've got all of the animated, that's dots. I've got all of the animated movies that came out on a clamshell. I'm pretty sure that I have every one of them. So, that's a horse of a different color. Obamba or Thay? Dinosaur was purple? Ooh. I don't think I have that. All right, let's make this prick hunt. Told you it was about, you didn't know. Favorite Disney movie? Probably Toy Story. It was always my favorite growing up, and I think it just stuck. That's probably my favorite of all time. It was the first one I ever purchased with my own money. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Bumbo. Okay, we'll see. Let's make this beach hunt. Not Obambo walked in multiple stuff. No, you're thinking of the Gallo. Jesse, that's the wrong ghost. That's the wrong ghost. Let's bring another one of these. I'm not worried about perfect game, like I said. It's fine. This one is the one that changes between fast and slow every 2 minutes. Yeah. No, you're okay. We're all still getting used to the ghost. To be very, very honest. That was the first you remember having as a kid. It's the first one I remember buying with my own money. I'm gonna go get that other crucifix. And then, did I see the cursed possession in our travels? Have I even looked? It might be Frank. Didn't I look over there? Hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn second, Batman. Oh, I knew it. Son of a bitch. Great. Just great. Toy Story for old. Moana or Frozen for new? That's fair. Moana is really, really good. I like Encanto. Encanto, I could, like, we've seen a million times. And when the kids asked, like, to watch it, it's such a good one. What the heck is an Obombo? An Obombo is a new ghost. You have the Diane, the Gallo, and the Obombo are 3 new ghosts to the game. Have not been in the game for very long. Captain Thunder, thank you for the 20 months, homie. As for the daily stuff, I'm still figuring it out what I want to do for this month. I haven't decided yet because the past couple days have not been good mentally. Just been sick. So I will figure it out, I promise. Dinosaurs underrated. You know that they're getting rid of all the dinosaur stuff there in Disney World, at least. It's gone. It's, well, I don't think it's gone yet, but it will be. It'll be gone forever. How did slam the door but not a Yurei? Every ghost can do that door slam. Everyone. All right. Card pull time. Oh, ghost fart. Okay. So that doesn't mean that the ghost is here. The mist ball is not the ghost. It is sad. It is sad. We got to see it last year, kind of like a last time to see all that stuff. But they're doing a lot of really cool stuff though. Like, I don't know if you've seen any of the updates about what they're going to be doing, but they're adding a lot of really cool stuff. Like, they're adding, I don't know if it's actually going to be an attraction, if it's something that you can go see, be inside, whatever, but they're building the freaking Encanto house. They're building it. Took a goodbye photo in front of the dinosaur last time. Oh my God. Yeah. And they're also adding a Indiana Jones ride, not just the Indiana Jones show. So that'd be cool. Jurassic Park was the first VHS you owned. Damn. Useless tower. Useless tower. More sanity back. That's fun. And there it goes. Hunting. So we listen. I forget, does the Obombo have line of sight speed up? It should. I thought it did, right? Doesn't it? Yeah, I think this is a Thay that we've aged the living shit out of. I think so. So, for anyone that's confused, between these two ghosts at least, the Thay does not speed up a line of sight, but the Obombo does. So, the longer you spend near a Thay, every 1 to 2 minutes you spend near it, you age it and make it slower. And then I believe you can age it up to 10 times. Now we're just pulling the rest of the cards for funsies. And here it comes again. So technically, we will age it if it continues to do this. It's even slower now. See, when the Thay gets to this state, you can take your Thay for a walk. The Thay is going to need Obombo care. I hate it here so much. I hate it here. Cursed. What was the cursed item? Cards. I just pulled them. Yeah. I hate it here so stinking much. Yeah, it needs its walkies. It's got to stretch its legs, get the joints a moving. Yeah. Although I don't see one of those life alert tags around its neck, so I don't know. I'm a little worried for it. Tower. The moon. There it goes. No, no more death. No more death. Just a little sweet thing. Wonder how many times I aged it. I wonder if I got it to its full aging. We might have at that point. Good one to end on. Yeah. Just after it finished hunting. Go ahead and get rid of all that sanity. It's stupid anyway. It's dumb.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready.
They. Let's see. Abilities you no almost. If I would have aged it one more time, we would have maxed out the Thay's age and it would have been even slower than it already was. Yeah. Almost. So close. All right. I'm going to end it at the other places, friends, so that we can go raid on Twitch. Thank you for being here, friends. Thank you. Thank you. It is late. I need to try to attempt to sleep. Attempt to, anyway. Key there. Attempt to. Breathing has been difficult. Taylor Swift. That's right. Or Beyonce. You choose. Alrighty. Well, let's see. Thank you, friends. Thank you for a great stream back. I know I wasn't 100%, but I'm glad that I felt good enough to stream and be here and hang out with you guys. So thank you. First stream of the year, man. You got to set it right. And you know, it's funny. My wife, she asked me earlier today. We were just randomly chit-chatting about stuff. And she was asking me if I had a word for the year, what would it be? Sort of like, you know, when people are coming up with resolutions and stuff. She was asking if I had a word for the year, what would it be? I think she said hers is joy. Just like finding joy in anything possible, right? And I said, if I had to have a word for the year, I think for me, it's going to be progress. And it's not to put down anything that I've accomplished or that we've accomplished, like us or my family, anything we've accomplished. It's always wanting to look ahead and never thinking that there's an end. I always want to be able to look at something and say, there's always a possibility that it can be taken to the next step. Or that I can go further. I can do better. Not to say, oh, I didn't do a good job, but to say, I want to always feel like I can do more. So I'm going to do my best to stick to that and try to have a lot of progress this year. So last year was, you know, at least content creation wise was awesome. We had a great freaking year and I want to try to do the same this year, if not better. Love the mindset. I appreciate you. We always, you know, even if we're joking around in the game and we're having fun, making fun of different things, or it seems almost pissy, just really taking the piss, if you will, it's still, at the end of the day, it's glass half full. It always will be. Hope this year, but I appreciate you. I hope it will for you guys too. I appreciate you guys, friends. Thank you. All the love, always, 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 always. Always, 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 always. All right, friends. If you're not in the server already and you want to get updates about when I go live, about when if there's a possible schedule change, hang out with other peeps outside of stream, the Discord link is there. If you want to check out any of the rest of the socials, they are all there. Make sure you guys check out the rest of the Midnight Society, all the lovely homies. Thank you, Break. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Again, thank you for tolerating me. I know, really, it wasn't that bad. I was expecting to be more, it sounds gross, more snotty. But I was not. I was not. All right. I think I know where we're going to go. I'm just waiting a second to make sure of something. So we're going to wait a second. We're going to sit here for a second, and then if they are still trucking, then we'll go over there. Hey, Siger, how are the ghosties? They weren't too bad outside of a Goryo that decided it did not want to give me dots for 30 minutes and a Banshee that didn't want to give me a Banshee scream for 20 minutes. Besides that, besides that, the rest of the hunts were fine. They were just glorious. They were just glorious. Thank you for trucking. Oh, Peanut, no. Thank you, God. Drifter. Thank you for the subs, homie. You know, speaking of trucking, I don't know why. This could be completely stupid. And you guys could say, no, I would hate it so much. I in a way, I kind of want to try American Truck Simulator with an actual wheel. I kind of want to try it for like a stream, maybe 2, just for shits and kicks, just to try. Prepared to say no. Hey, listen. I've seen other people play, and I've never done it before. And I thought doing that with an actual wheel could be fun. I've never streamed a game where I played with a wheel. Never. Will I get Natty? Oh, if I do, I mean, listen, that could be the vibe. I could change my hat to a trucker hat. Listen. It's very cheap right now. Getting a steering wheel, that would be the idea. The idea would be that I would actually get a wheel to drive and everything. If you feel for more like an off-roading vibe, you could do one of the Mud Runner series. Yeah. It's just, I've seen people play American Truck Simulator. And I know it's, you know, obviously it's just driving, whatever, but like to an extent. But it seems like it'd be pretty fun. If you get a wheel, you have to get pedals too. I mean, hopefully it comes with. More iRacing guy. I think it's racing driving games are so fun. I used to play more racing games back in the day. But maybe he got a fancy controller wheel. Ooh. Adrenaline rush ghost hunting to truck vibe driving. Listen, we occasionally do a chill game from time to time. It happens. Phaz on a steering wheel. I've played it on a Guitar Hero controller. You have to read what else I said, silly. Wait, what did I miss? What did you say? Oh, tried and hurt the shit out of his arms when he crashed. Wait, when he crashed once. Wait, what? Your brother tried and hurt the shit out of his arms. Wait, what? Wait. Playing the game? I'm confused. I'm confuzzled. Specialized truck driver. Oh, nice. You know what's another thing that I saw? I saw T-Pain does VR flying streams. And they're actually pretty cool. Guitar Hero controller to drive sounds like a challenge. I mean, no, I did a 100% Phasmo hunt with a Guitar Hero controller. Yeah. He's a big racing game nerd. I don't understand what he does ever. That's crazy. Oh, T-Pain's great. Dude, he has such a vibe. I love checking out his streams. Night Phantom. I think he's saying some of those driving game setups can turn the wheel when you wreck. Oh, God. Oh, you think that's what they were saying? Oh, you think that's what Phoenix was saying? Oh, yeah. It can hurt your arm. Dude, oh my God. I don't want all that. No. Although I have seen, there was one setup I saw that I thought could be the coolest thing. And they had an American Truck Simulator thing, like actual simulation setup where they had like a full rig in front of them, a huge screen, and then they had 2 screens beside them, like windows for each window. And they had a rear view and everything. I was like, that's awesome. That's super freaking cool. I would love that. Be sure which setup you're working with. Yeah, I don't want the one that rips your arm off. No, thank you. No, thanks. My wife works for a race team and the driver, their whole setup. Oh my God, that's so cool. We're not about that life. Nope. I'm going to go find some used steering wheel online somewhere and get it. He plays VR headset with a wheel. See, I could see that being cool. If you have a wheel locked down and you have VR, that could be a lot of fun. Yeah. The wife might get upset. Oh yeah, no. I know my limits. I know better than that. If she saw that, listen, she accepts the fact that I collect VHSs and retro things. I'm not about to push my limits and buy a $6,000 racing setup. Hey, honey, so I took out a loan. Forgot to tell you, my bad. No, absolutely not. But that could be fun. I don't know. I would love to try different games. I would love to try games that I've never tried before. They could be absolute failures. It could be like, you know what? We tried it. It didn't work. That's fine. I want to do more horror games, but at the same time, I want to just venture into different things. You can buy really good steering wheel kits that are cheap but good quality. I'll do some research. Screw couch. That's tent in the yard territory. I don't even think I would get the yard. Oh, no. She would scooch me down the street. I don't want to be associated with you. Would love to watch you try. I appreciate it. We'll look into it. We'll see what we can do. Yes. Thank you, Phoenix. I might ask about like brands for the wheel, like keeping it cheap. Obviously, I'm not going to be playing it all the time, so I don't want to get anything too crazy. Enjoying Farm Sim. I could really look into doing some more simulator games for sure. We've done a bunch of those, but I feel like we could do even more like different simulator games. And like, I don't know, leaning into it even more, like the outfit and like everything. I don't know. Scoochie nice ways. It's a nice way to put it. Yeah, get the F out of here kind of thing. Yeah. Mac Gear Shift. Shit. Bookshop Sim. I'm excited. You know what game I'm excited for? It's that VA. It's the video rental. It's the video rental one. What is it called? Shit. Is it Retro Rewind? Is that what it's called? Hold on. I'm reopening Discord because I'm in their server. Like I'm paying attention all the time because I want to know. Rewind 99. Is that what it is? Sounds right. I think that's what it is. Yeah. I'm excited for that one. That's coming out this year sometime. Oh, official. I'm absolutely ending. Oh, yeah. It's 12:30 a.m. for me, friend. Yeah. The video game store simulator. Yes. Yeah. I know where we're going. Raid target wise. Yeah, I know where we're going. Oh, it is Retro Rewind. Oh, then why does it say Rewind 99? Did they change something? Am I confused? Their Discord. No, it's still labeled as Retro Rewind. I'm so lost. Yeah. The one coming out in March? I think so. Yeah. Like some of their marketing is different across different, like it's different across Discord and Steam. There is more than one, but the one that I'm thinking of is the one that looks like it's got characters from like Doug. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me find it. I don't think this is the right one. I don't think it is Retro Rewind. Rewind. Oh, is it Rewind 99? Oh, there it is. There it is. Hold on. Hold on. This is the one. I found it. It's this one. Is this one. Rewind 99. That's the one.
Congratulations! You're now the proud owner of the last Rewind 99 rental store. Hi, I'm Miss Rewind, and I'll be the source of your corporate pressure reminding you of all your failure, just like real family. It's your job to get this business back up on its feet. Just read the company handbook and you'll be up and running in no time. But watch out, there's competition in town. RentNet. Not only do they have rental kiosks throughout town, but they're starting a video streaming empire that could wipe us out. So stay sharp, bring along your friends, and do whatever it takes.
Did it say it was also planned
To
for
make your
March?
business
Oh my God.
succeed.
Regret and Sweat. Did you see that
Good
name?
luck.
It said Regret and Sweat. Yeah, this was the one that I was thinking of. Yeah. The Codfather. Illegally Blonde. Try Hard. It's pretty good. But do you see how like it's got that 90s vibe, obviously, but it's got like that, it's like a combination of a few shows, it feels like. Where's the characters? Did they show the characters? I thought they did. Maybe not. Maybe they don't. Maybe they didn't want to show. Oh, there's pre-alpha footage. Oh, there they are. See? Very Doug. And RentNet moved into town. It's giving me Good Burger vibes when Mondo Burger moved across the street. Is there an underground fighting ring? Oh, there's scratch offs? I haven't seen this video, by the way. Oh, this one looks so good. This one looks so good. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. Just typing about Good Burger. That's what it really feels like. Are we going to be able to play with friends? That's what that video just said. That video said that we were. Release date, like Mayor said, the release date is scheduled for March. Planned release date is March. Coming soon to early access. Yeah, I would love to get like early access to that. That'd be so cool. I would love it. Well, we would play that a lot. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where's the description? Let's see. Yeah, if you look at the description of it, it says you're not just running a video rental store, you're running out of time. Run the world's last video rental store. Shit, it's like having the last Blockbuster. You've inherited a failing video rental store, the last one in town. You have no cash, late returns to collect, and worse yet, streaming giants RentNet just moved in down the street. Rent tapes by day, hustle by night, and do whatever it takes to keep the lights on in a world that's already moved on. Damn. But yeah, look, movies, snacks, toys, games. Scrap together cash by any means necessary. You're literally doing scratch offs. Run a fight club in a store basement. Gamble your last dollar on scratch or lottery tickets. And take the reshoot Springs by storm. Oh my God. Direct and craft Rewind 99 original films to compete. So this, hold on, let me see what the beginning of that looked like. It's like you're mixing videos together, like that Schedule 1 style where like you're mixing stuff. You're mixing movies to make another movie. Oh, the carpet? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited. Oh, more like this. Oh, no shit. It does have a bit of a schedule vibe, but the theme is so much better. I feel like it's going to be a lot more appropriate for a wider audience. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I still have yet to try oh God, the game that Doc was talking about. Species Unknown? Species Unknown, right? Virtual Fight Club. Amen. We need to raid so I can get out of here. Is that patient 07 behind you? There's nothing behind me. You guys are losing your mind. You guys are losing it. Side note for anybody that Mayor, I saw your message, by the way, Mayor. I'll have to check. I don't remember if I did or not because I think I used a separate one, but I see what you mean about using the same one. I could totally adjust it. I lost it years ago. Amen. The 24/7 channel that I've been having issues with. Of course I see Mayor's message. The 24/7 channel that I've been having issues with, they've been zero help. Twitch has been zero help. So like there's a suspension that's about to be lifted. And when I go live again, for all I know, it could get hit again. I don't know. Temporarily what I did for anybody that wanted to just be able to put something on in the background was I started one over on Kick. And that's been going strong. I've had zero issues. It's live. It's going. Must be selective reading. Hey, yo. So if you are interested in that, it is there. Please don't feel like you need to. The one that's going on the VOD channel is still live too. So it is still in two places. But if you'd rather do one over the other, whatever it may be, they're there. It's up to you guys. It's totally up to you. I'd like to present possibilities, opportunities, so you guys don't feel like you're just stuck. We'll try the Twitch one again soon. And if it works, it does. If it doesn't work and it gets hit again, well, then I'll just get ignored by Twitch some more and just show how great their AI support staff really is. I can't imagine what it's like to have like really massive problems on your main channel with Twitch. That must be a fucking nightmare. That must be awful. I can't imagine. Luckily for me, it's a secondary one. It is not the main. GY, thank you so much. Thank you. Watch so many VODs. I forget I'm actually watching live. Well, listen, I'll respond to you and you'll be like, oh, it's like he knows. All right, let's go raid. Let's go raid. Friends, if you're a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, the next one's for you. Creepy tier 3s, you have your own. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to bed. I will be live again on Sunday, though. We will be back. We shall return. Thank you guys so much for a nice chill stream, man. I appreciate it. I'll make sure to report those stupid ghosties. Love you all. Bye.